Once again, I am at Limmeridge. I have gathered some flowers from the garden and have brought them to the churchyard. I stand here in the bewitching twilight, and I almost persuade myself that I can see that poor, unfortunate woman kissing the marble cross and beating upon it with her hands. What an extraordinary chain of events has brought me here, and how it has transformed my life. The story I tell is one of mystery, villainy, and daring. It is a story of love, a story of deceit, a true story of the woman in white.
The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Dramatised for radio in 4 episodes by Martyn Wade. With Juliet Aubrey as Marian Halcombe, Toby Stevens as Walter Hartright, Emily Bruni as Laura Fairlie, Edward Petherbridge as Mr. Fairlie, and Jeremy Clyde as Sir Percival. Episode 1.
The tale begins, I suppose, with my Italian friend, Professor Pesca. He had left his mother country for political reasons, the nature of which he preferred not to reveal, and had settled in England. We met by way of our work. He was a teacher of Italian. I taught drawing. One day, in 1849, at Brighton, he unwittingly set the adventure in motion.
Oh, this water is freezing.
Yes, but a cold dip is very beneficial for one, I'm told, if you can survive it. You can swim, can't you, Pesca?
Of course I can swim.
Well, the unpleasant experiences of this world are best met with courage and determination. So... Now, Pesca, I shall race you to the boat, the little blue one. Pesca? Pesca! Oh, my God!
My good, dear chap, you know, of course, that I can never repay you.
I don't wish you to repay me.
I will always be in your debt. And whatever I do now, you cannot properly be rewarded. Let me tell you, nonetheless, of a small thank you that I have arranged. I have obtained for you the prospect of 4 months' employment. More, perhaps.
Oh, yes? Where?
In Cumberland. Limmeridge House is the place. Your employer is certain Mr. Frederick Fairlie. 4 guineas to instruct 2 young ladies in the art of sketching and watercolours. It will all be perfection.
I sent off my particulars to Mr. Frederick Fairlie of Limmeridge House, along with a testimonial or 2. Within a week I had received a letter advising me that Mr. Fairlie had accepted my services, and that I must start for Cumberland immediately. My last evening before departure I spent with my mother and my sister in Hampstead. We said our fond farewells, and then I walked back over the heath and down the high road. It was nearly 1 o'clock. The moon was full, the air close and sultry. I was immersed in my own thoughts about Limmeridge House in particular, and whether I had made the right decision, and what the 2 Cumberland ladies would look like. And...
Sir, please.
God Almighty! A hand was laid gently on my shoulder, and every drop of blood in my body seemed to freeze. I turned, and there in the middle of the broad road, there, as if it had that moment sprung out of the earth or dropped from heaven, stood the figure of a solitary woman, dressed from head to foot in white.
Sir, is that the way to London?
Her face was bent in grave inquiry. Her hand pointed in the direction of the dark cloud that hung over the city.
I asked you, sir.
Yes. Yes, it is. Forgive me, I was a little startled by your sudden appearance.
I've done nothing wrong, sir. I've met with an accident, that's all. You must not be suspicious of me.
Please, I am not, I assure you. And if you have no wish to explain why you are here at this late hour, I'll not press you on the matter. Tell me, though, if I can help you, and if I can, I will.
You are very kind. I've only been in London once before. Can I get a carriage, or is it too late? I have a friend in London. She lives in Guildford Street, and she'll be glad to receive me. Promise you won't stop me from seeing her, please.
I promise.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you know many people in London?
Yes. A great many.
Do you know many people of the rank of baronet?
No,
You're not a man of rank and title yourself.
I am not.
Good. Then I can trust you.
May I ask, is there a particular baronet?
You may not ask. I mustn't talk of it, or I'll forget myself. I've been cruelly used, sir, and cruelly wronged.
We set our faces towards London. I confess I was bewildered. Here I was in the company of a woman whose name and character, whose very presence by my side were all a mystery to me. It was like a dream.
Do you live in London?
I do. But within a matter of hours, I am leaving. I'm going to Cumberland for a while.
Cumberland. Oh, I wish I was going to Cumberland. I was there once, you know. I was happy in Cumberland.
Oh, were you born there?
No, I was born in Hampshire. I went to school in Cumberland, at a place called Limmeridge. What is wrong, sir?
I was struck by the name you mentioned, that's all. Limmeridge House, you see.
Oh,
is the
yes, the house. That is where Mrs. Fairlie lived. Dear, kind Mrs. Fairlie. But she's dead, and her husband too. Their little girl perhaps is married and gone away, and...
She was about to say more, I think, about the Fairlie family. But a cab came our way, and at her request I hailed it. Perhaps I should come with you.
No, I'm quite all right. I'm happy now. Give me your hand, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I watched the cab disappear from view. I was perplexed, troubled. I had an uneasy sense that in helping her I might have done wrong. At the same time, however, I didn't know how I could have done right. On the opposite side of the road, I noticed a policeman strolling in the direction of Regent's Park. A carriage drove past me and pulled up alongside the policeman.
Tell me, have you seen a woman pass this way?
What sort of woman, sir?
A young woman in a white gown.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. What's the matter? What's happened?
What's happened? She's escaped from my asylum.
I arrived at Limmeridge House. During much of my journey, my mind had been fixed upon the woman in white. I had wondered if she had been found and returned to the asylum. I had wondered what would become of her if she was still free. Now, however, this conjecturing was put aside, for I was about to meet one of the two young ladies of the house. She was at the other end of the drawing-room. Her back was facing me. I was struck by the rare beauty of her form and the unaffected grace of her attitude. Forgive me.
Mr. Hartright?
She turned round. Her complexion seemed almost swarthy. The dark down on her lips was almost a moustache. Her mouth and jaw were large, firm, masculine. The lady was ugly.
Mr. Hartright, my sister and my uncle are in their respective rooms. The one with a headache, the other with his treasures and artifacts. So for the time being you must make do with me. My name, sir, is Marian Halcombe.
Halcombe?
Yes. My late mother, you see, married twice. I am the result of the first marriage, and Miss Fairlie is the result of the second. So she and I, in truth, are half-sisters only. Which helps to explain why we are as unlike each other as we possibly could be. She has beauty. I have none.
Oh,
Please, Mr. Hartright, to pretend otherwise would be absurd. To continue, she is an angel, while I am crabbed and odd. She has a fortune, but my father was poor and left me nothing. Despite these differences, however, we cannot live without each other, Laura and I. We are orphans together. You must please both of us, Mr. Hartright, or else please neither.
And what of Mr. Fairlie?
My uncle you will please best by troubling him as little as possible. He never joins us at our meals. Keeps bachelor state in his own apartment. Oh, of course, he is not truly my uncle. He is Laura's uncle and her guardian. There. You know it all now, I think.
I'm grateful. But in reference to your family, Miss Halcombe, and to your mother in particular...
Yes?
I cannot help but mention an incident which occurred last night, and which has been worrying me. A curious incident and a remarkable coincidence. And I proceeded to tell Miss Halcombe the full narrative of my meeting with a woman in white, of how she had talked of Mrs. Fairlie in the most affectionate terms, and had referred to the little girl, Miss Laura Fairlie, I assumed, as if perhaps they had been at school together.
Well, Mr. Hartright, it is all very extraordinary, and I can understand why you have been anxious about the matter. Now, I think you did right, by the way, to protect the young woman's freedom.
You do?
Nothing you have recounted suggests to me that she was insane. Frightened, certainly. In a state of shock, perhaps. But not insane.
I am glad to hear you say so, Miss Halcombe. The notion that I had let a mad woman loose upon London has caused me much self-reproach.
You acted properly, I'm sure. Though I wish that you had found out her name. We must clear up this mystery. We really must. The village school which my mother established when she came here, that still functions, but there are no teachers there from that time. The only other recourse is my mother's correspondence. We have a large collection of her letters. I'll look through them and see if there's anything that might help us.
Thank you.
By the way, I would urge you not to speak of this matter to my sister, or indeed to Mr. Fairlie. Laura is rather nervous and sensitive, and I wouldn't wish to alarm her.
And Mr. Fairlie?
Yes, well, he is nervous and sensitive too in his own distinctive fashion. And I don't think you will wish to alarm him.
Mr. Fairlie, sir.
Come in, but do it quietly, if you will.
Thank you, sir.
Pray, sit down, Mr. Hartright. But don't move the chair as you do so. The slightest noise, you know, cuts through me like a knife. Well, Mr. Hartright, so glad to be able to possess you at Limmeridge House.
Mr. Fairlie, believe me, the pleasure is all...
Please speak more softly, if you will.
The pleasure is all mine.
The pecuniary arrangements, are they satisfactory?
Most satisfactory.
So glad. And your room, will it suffice?
Mr. Fairlie, it is the most luxurious room I have ever seen.
Good. Let me assure you, Mr. Hartright, there is no want of taste and sensitivity at Limmeridge House. Your status as an artist will be properly regarded, I can assure you of that. Put this tray of coins back in the cabinet, will you? An exertion of any kind, you know, is indescribable torture to me.
So, Mr. Hartright, how is Mr. Fairlie?
In a fragile state, I think. How is our mystery?
Still plunged in midnight darkness, I'm afraid. But I've only looked through a portion of my mother's letters yet, so don't despair. My sister has left her room, Mr. Hartright, and is, I believe, in the summer house. Let me introduce you. This way.
We walked through the garden down a winding path and approached a pretty summer house built in the form of a small Swiss chalet. Its single room was occupied by a young lady who was turning over the leaves of a little sketchbook. She was fair and delicate, with truthful, innocent blue eyes and a sweet expression. I was beguiled from the very first.
Look, Mr. Hartright, your model pupil. No sooner has she heard that the drawing master has arrived than she seizes her sketchbook and is ready to begin.
Mr. Hartright.
Miss Fairlie.
Delighted to meet you. The truth is, I was glancing over my juvenile efforts and becoming increasingly fearful that there is no hope for me.
Laura, dear, you must let the drawing master be the judge of that.
Well, if I do, you must show him your sketchbooks too.
I will. And when he laughs, I'll share the joke.
I trust that I will find an encouraging word to say about you both.
Mr. Hartright, I promise you, I wish for no compliments. I want the truth.
Yes, and she meant what she said. I was certain. But there was something about Miss Fairlie which troubled me. Something that was lacking, something incomplete. Or was it something lacking in myself which prevented me from seeing her as I should? I was to find out. Soon.
Mr. Hartright, I have something of interest to tell you.
It was the evening. Miss Halcombe and I were in the drawing room. Through the French window I could see Miss Fairlie walking slowly up and down the terrace, gazing at the moon's mysterious rays of light which slanted across the garden.
There is a letter here, written by my mother to Laura's father when he was away on business. It mentions a Mrs. Catherick, who had arrived in the village to nurse her sister. Now, this Mrs. Catherick had brought her only child with her. A sweet little girl, writes my mother. About a year older than our darling Laura. And my mother agreed to let the girl attend the school that she ran, and to do so for as long as Mrs. Catherick was in Limerick.
I caught sight of Miss Fairlie again as she walked by in the moonlight. She wore a dress of white muslin. Beautiful she looked in it, naturally, though it was very plain and unpretentious.
Now, Mr. Hartright, let me read to you the rest of the letter. I have taken a strong interest in my new scholar, writes Mrs. Fairlie. She is 11 years of age, a sweet, affectionate, grateful girl, but her intellect is not as developed as it ought to be, and she says the quaintest things. Yesterday, for instance, because her clothes leave something to be desired, I gave her one of Laura's old frocks to wear. White, I told her, suits girls of your complexion.
Once more Miss Fairlie glided into view, but this time she stopped.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Fairlie, she said, after she had kissed my hand. Thank you. I will always wear white for as long as I live. It will help me to remember you when I have left here. Well, the coincidence is interesting, is it not?
Miss Fairlie leant on the balustrade of the terrace, my gaze fixed on the white gleam of her gown.
And notice, Mrs. Fairlie reports that the girl's intellect was not as developed as it should have been. Well, perhaps it has never developed. Perhaps even as a young woman she can't grow out of that grateful childish promise of hers.
Yes, you may be right.
But listen to the last few lines of the letter, Mr. Hartright, and prepare yourself for a surprise. Dearest husband, there is a special reason why I am so fond of little Anne Catherick. She is not as pretty as our own sweet Laura, you will say that no girl could be, but in her hair, her eyes, the shape of her face, in all respects, young Anne Catherick
Yes, of course!
Laura's living likeness.
But even before Miss Halcombe had said these words, I had leapt to my feet. The same thrill ran through me as when, that night, on that lonely high road, a hand was laid upon my shoulder.
You see it. You see the resemblance, just as my mother did.
Yes, I saw it. There stood Miss Fairlie alone in the moonlight, and in her stance, the turn of her head, her appearance, she was, in truth, the very image of the woman in white. Now, of course, that sense of incompleteness I had felt when I first saw Miss Fairlie, that was gone. The puzzle was solved. I had failed to recognize the resemblance between her and Anne Catherick, but now I saw it, all too clearly. At Miss Halcombe's request, I kept the discovery of the likeness a secret from her sister, lest she should find it perturbing. But I was soon to discover something else with regard to Miss Laura Fairlie.
Well, ladies, what do you think?
It is a wonderful view. Wonderful.
Well, let us draw it then. If we are to misrepresent nature, as I always do, let us manage it on a grand scale.
An appreciation of the beauties of nature, it does not come to us by intuition. We must acquire it and practice it, and to do so we must struggle against countless diversions and competing attractions. Yes, and even as I spoke these words, my eye was upon Miss Fairlie, not upon the leaping waves and sandhills and moorland. My feelings were all for her, not for the distant scene. I was in love.
Where is Marian?
She went to her room to fetch something. Not her sketchbook, I think.
No, indeed.
Do you realize, Miss Fairlie, I have been here almost 2 months?
Is it so little?
Well, now, I trust you didn't mean by that remark that time has seemed intolerably slow since I came to Limerick House.
No, I did not. Not at all. I meant that you have become so much part of our lives at Limerick that it might be thought you'd been here for years. Are you happy here, Mr. Hartright?
Yes, indeed.
Much more so than I deserve to be. Life here is almost perfect.
Wait for the winter.
Believe me, I would do, if I were given the chance. I would wait for the summer after, too. I would never leave. Play some more, please. It didn't occur to me that my words had betrayed me, or had startled Miss Fairlie into a sudden knowledge of the truth. But when we met again in the morning, a profound change had come over her. Those sweet lips no longer smiled at me. Her features had lost their animation. There was a coldness in her. Her nature, too truthful to deceive others, was too noble to deceive itself. It declared, "He loves me, and I am sorry for him."
Good morning, Miss Fairlie. Good morning, Miss Halcombe.
Good morning.
It is cooler today.
Yes,
The end of the summer, I fear.
yes. The end of the summer.
It is so cool, in fact, that I think I'll go indoors.
Before you do, Laura, I have talked with your uncle. He thinks that the purple room is the best, and it is being got ready. Oh, and he confirms that Monday is the day, not Tuesday.
Monday. Very well. If you'll excuse me.
You're expecting a visitor?
Yes. And his arrival, as it happens, is not unconnected with something that I have to tell you. Mr. Hartright, I am not one, as you know, who likes to flatter. When I say, therefore, that in the time you have been here I have come to form a strong regard for you, you will know that I speak the truth.
I'm very grateful.
I would also like to think, Mr. Hartright, that you and I are friends.
I would like to think so, too.
As your friend, therefore, I must inform you, in my own plain, blunt language, I have discovered your secret.
My secret?
You need not make a confession, though you are, I know, too honest to attempt a denial, nor are you to be blamed. Pitied, rather. By forming an attachment to my sister, you are guilty of weakness and of lack of attention to your own best interests, but nothing worse.
Miss Halcombe,
No, let me continue. As I say, you are not at fault. Nevertheless, the situation is this. You must leave Limmeridge House.
Leave?
Yes, you must.
When?
As soon as possible, before more harm is done. Mr. Hartright, this has nothing, I am glad to assure you, to do with the painful question of rank and standing. Nothing at all. I would ask you to leave where you are representative of the oldest and wealthiest family in England.
Then may I know why?
Laura Fairlie is engaged to be married.
Married? I see.
Mr. Hartright, you must leave for her sake as well as your own. Your presence has unsteadied her and made her unhappy. You see, it cannot be said that her engagement has a strong hold upon her affections.
Can it not?
It is an engagement of honour, not love. One which was sanctioned by her father on his deathbed. She was content to make her promise to the gentleman in question. She was settled in her mind and in her heart. But your arrival has threatened to disturb all that. Be kind to her, therefore, just as you were to that poor woman in white. Be considerate to her, and leave Limmeridge House.
Yes. Well, I must. I will.
Thank you. As you have heard, we expect a visitor on Monday.
I understand. The, gentleman in question. I will go as soon as I can. Today, perhaps.
No, not today. Saturday, I think. Give yourself time to find a reason for your going and to explain it to Mr. Fairlie.
As you wish.
Mr. Hartright, believe me, there is no hope for your love. Crush it, therefore. Don't shrink under it like a woman might. Crush it. Tear it out. Trample it underfoot.
Am I permitted to inquire who it is that is engaged to Miss Fairlie?
He is a man of property. From Hampshire.
Hampshire? And his name?
Sir Percival Glyde.
A knight or a baronet?
A baronet, of course.
Do you know many people in London?
Yes, a great many.
Do you know many who are of the rank of baronet?
No. May I ask, is there a particular baronet?
You may not ask. I mustn't talk of it or I'll forget myself. I've been cruelly used, sir, and cruelly wronged.
I went indoors, back to my room. Thoughts and feelings crowded in on me. Sorrow, pain, bitterness and envy at the news of Miss Fairlie's engagement. Fear and foreboding, too. The various circumstances. The woman in white's fondness for Miss Fairlie's mother. Her remarks about a certain baronet. The fact that Sir Percival had property in Hampshire, where the woman in white had said that she was born. None of these perhaps exceeded the realm of coincidence. But the sense of eeriness and danger remained. The feeling that I was linked to a chain of events which even my departure from Limmeridge House would be powerless to break.
Come in.
Mr. Hartright. I had hoped that all painful subjects of conversation were exhausted for today, but it is not to be. There is, I fear, some villainy at work, an attempt to frighten Laura.
To frighten her?
An attempt, indeed, that has succeeded. Here. An anonymous letter addressed, as you see, to my sister.
Last night I dreamt of you, Miss Fairlie. I was in church and you were about to be married. So pretty and innocent you looked that tears came to my eyes. And I dreamt that at your side was a man aged 45, and upon his hand was a red scar, and the tears that I shed became 2 rays of light. And with the rays I saw into the man's heart, and it was as black as night. And upon it the fallen angel had written in red flaming letters, "Without pity and without remorse he will strew his wife's path with misery." Who could have written this?
Whoever it was is not illiterate by any means.
No, but the sort of mind that could produce such a thing
is incoherent at the very least. You haven't quite finished the letter, I think.
Miss Fairlie, I believe in dreams, and so should you. Inquire, I beg you, into the past life of that man with the scar on his hand. I urge you to do this because I have a great interest in your well-being. You are the daughter of a woman who was my first, my best, my only friend.
I have been asking myself what should be done. I might seek legal advice, of course. I could do so tomorrow, indeed, when Mr. Gilmore arrives.
Mr. Gilmore?
He is the family solicitor, an old and trusted friend.
His visit, I take it, is
in connection with the marriage, yes.
Oh.
I ought to tell you that during his stay here, Sir Percival intends to fix the date of the wedding. He has told Mr. Fairlie that he is anxious that it should take place before the end of the year.
Does your sister know about this?
Oh, she does not know.
Was it posted here?
No, a lad from the village brought it. I saw him myself. He said he was asked to do so by an elderly woman whom he'd never seen before. Perhaps we should take a walk into the village and see what we can discover.
The letter didn't mention Sir Percival Glyde by name.
No, it did not.
But there were 1 or 2 particulars about the man in the dream.
Yes, and they apply with accuracy to Sir Percival. The scar, which came from a wound that he received in Italy.
His age?
Yes, Sir Percival is 45, I believe.
45. And Miss Fairlie is so young.
True, but that doesn't mean they cannot both be happy.
Our inquiries at Limmeridge made no progress, and our walk through the village took us at length to the school. It was by now late afternoon, but we found a classroom still occupied by Mr. Dempster, the schoolmaster, and a sturdy, white-headed boy whose name, it emerged, was Jacob.
I've been obliged to detain young Jacob, Miss Halcombe, because he's been frightening his fellow pupils.
Frightening them? How?
He's been telling them that he's seen a ghost.
Well, I did see a ghost.
You see? He persists in spite of all that I say to him.
When did you see it?
Yesterday evening, miss.
Miss Halcombe, please.
It was all in white, as a ghost should be.
All in white?
Yes, sir, from head to foot, sir.
Where was it?
In the churchyard.
Of course it was. You've rehearsed your story well, Jacob, and you've taken the trouble to make it follow the traditional lines. I suppose you can also tell me whose ghost it was?
Yes, miss, I can.
Miss Halcombe, I know this boy. He's a very wayward boy.
Whose ghost was it, Jacob?
It was the ghost of Mistress Fairlie.
What? What did you say?
Mistress Fairlie, she that founded this school.
You must forgive him, Miss Halcombe. He thinks he saw a white figure standing by the marble cross, and of course he and everyone in Limerick knows that the cross is over Mrs. Fairlie's grave. Therefore...
Yes, I understand. Listen, Master Jacob. Whatever it was you saw in the churchyard, or claim to have seen, you did not see a ghost, so let us hear no more about it.
Miss Halcombe.
Yes?
I must tell you, in my opinion, it was Anne Catherick that the boy saw.
Anne Catherick?
It may seem preposterous, I know, but he talked about a figure in white.
Well, yes, as a ghost should be. It's possible, Mr. Hartright, that he invented the whole tale.
But we know how dearly Anne Catherick loved your mother. If for some reason she had come to the village...
Mr. Hartright...
If she were here, would it not be natural for her to visit Mrs. Fairlie's grave?
It might well be, yes, but who is to say that she is in the village?
The likelihood appears stronger, Miss Halcombe, if one considers the letter that was written to Miss Fairlie.
The letter?
I said nothing to you at the time. I had this notion, but decided that my imagination must be getting the better of me.
You believe Anne Catherick wrote that letter?
Yes, I do now. These two events, the sending of the letter and the sighting of a figure in white, they surely bear each other out. Anne Catherick is in the village. I'm almost certain of it. Miss Halcombe, show me the churchyard if you would, so that I can see your mother's grave. She took me to the churchyard, and then went straight back to the house. I found the grave and looked around it. I looked at the marble cross. On the side which bore the inscription, the cross was clouded here and there by weather stains. But on the other side, I noticed that it was completely unmarked.
Have you brought any news?
Yes, Miss Halcombe, I have. Someone has indeed been visiting your mother's grave. Someone has been cleaning the cross. The work is quite recent, that's clear enough. And it is not yet finished.
I see.
I intend to go back to the churchyard. It was in the evening when young Jacob saw the figure there. Perhaps this evening the figure will return. I stood in the porch of the church and looked out. Before me a patch of bare burial ground. In the distance a strip of lonely brown hill and sunset clouds. A dreary scene and a dreary hour. I waited. A little more than half an hour elapsed. Then, someone entered the churchyard. A woman dressed in a dark cloak. She walked to Mrs. Fairlie's grave and stood there for a while, gazing at it. Then she went to the little stream that runs by the churchyard wall and dipped a linen cloth in it. She returned to the grave, kissed the cross, knelt down and began to clean the inscription. She was so absorbed in her work that she didn't notice me until I was quite close by. It's all right. Don't be frightened.
Who are you?
I'm a friend.
A friend?
We met some months ago, late at night. Do you remember? You asked me the way to London.
Oh, yes. I remember. You were very kind to me. How is it you are here?
Well, when we last met, I told you that I was going to Cumberland. I have been staying at Limerick House.
Limerick House, of course. Oh, how happy you must be.
Yes, in truth, I have been very happy. I looked at her, saw Laura Fairlie's face in Anne Catherick's. Of course, the face before me was worn and weary. It had none of the tender, delicate bloom which touched Miss Fairlie's face. But it seemed to me that a single sad change to Miss Fairlie's life, one act of misfortune, was all that was lacking to make the likeness complete. You know, I'm glad we have met again. I have felt anxious about you.
Anxious? Why?
Well, after you left me that night, a strange thing happened. A carriage came past, and one of the occupants spoke to a policeman and asked if he'd seen you. He said you'd escaped from his asylum. But the policeman hadn't seen you. And I said nothing. I could have told him. I could have said where you were going, but I kept silent. I helped you escape.
Well, then, I am very grateful to you.
You mentioned that night that you had a friend to go to.
Mrs. Clements, yes, I found her. She is very kind to me. But she's not so much of a friend as Mrs. Fairlie was. Dear Mrs. Fairlie, my heart aches at the sight of a stain upon her tomb. It ought to be kept as white as snow.
Tell me, have you known Mrs. Clements for long?
She was a neighbour of ours in Hampshire. She took care of me when I was a young girl.
Had you no father or mother to look after you?
I never saw my father. He's dead, I suppose. My mother. I don't get on with her. We're a trouble and a fear to each other.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Mrs. Clements, though, she's good to me. She doesn't think I should be back in the asylum.
Well, indeed, nor do I.
There's only one thing I don't like about Mrs. Clements. She teases me because I dress all in white. She made me wear this ugly, dark cloak this evening. Do you know Miss Fairlie? Does she wear white still as she used to when she was a girl? Is she well and happy?
She wasn't very well or happy this morning.
Oh.
Would you like me to tell you why? She received your letter.
How do you know it was mine? How do you know? I didn't write that letter.
Yes, you did. And it was wrong of you. It was wrong to frighten Miss Fairlie. If you have anything to tell her that is important, you should do it in the proper fashion. If, for instance, there's a good reason why she shouldn't marry Sir Percival Glyde,
oh,
then
no,
you must...
please, don't say his name. Don't say his name.
Come, this won't do. Calm yourself, I beg you.
If only I would die, Mrs. Fairlie, and be at rest with you. Oh, Mrs. Fairlie, you know how I love your daughter. If I could save her, I would. Tell me how to save her. Tell me, please.
Before too long, an older woman hurried into view, alarmed by the sound of Anne's distress, and angry with me for frightening a poor, helpless creature. But I managed to appease her, and to discover that she was Anne Catherick's good, kind friend, Mrs. Clements. Soon the two of them left the churchyard. I watched as they went up the path that led to the moor, watched till all trace of Anne Catherick had faded in the twilight. And I was anxious for her, and sorrowful. As sorrowful indeed, as if it were the last time I would ever see her.
You are quite sure?
I am, Miss Halcombe. The words she spoke, the look of hatred and fear on her face when I mentioned his name. It was Sir Percival Glyde. I know it, who put her in the asylum. But why he did so, I just can't say.
Well, we must discover the reason. And when we do, Sir Percival will have to satisfy any doubts there may be as to his conduct. If he fails to do so, he will not marry my sister, I assure you of that.
How much more Anne Catherick is willing or able to reveal is uncertain. But it may be that she'd speak more readily to another woman than she spoke to me.
She's staying at Todd's Corner, you say?
Yes. Perhaps if Miss Fairlie...
No, I think not. This business of the letter has upset her enough. I shall go.
The following morning, shortly after Miss Halcombe left the house to find Anne Catherick, I headed for Mr. Fairlie's study. A few months ago, Mr. Fairlie had declared himself delighted to possess me at Limmeridge House, but I had not set eyes upon him since. Now it was my task to tell him that I was obliged to leave. Something unforeseen has occurred which necessitates my return to London.
A matter of life and death, is it?
No, Mr. Fairlie.
Then I do not see that your request has any justification. Indeed, it is highly irregular. I am more disappointed and shocked than I can possibly say.
I am very sorry.
Not as sorry as I am, Mr. Hartright. I have a right to refuse your application, you know.
I suppose you have, but I must advise you, Mr. Fairlie, that even if you do refuse me, I still intend...
Yes, stop, no. I forbid you to speak to me in that offensive, threatening manner. I forbid you to argue with me. My nerves won't stand it.
So?
Your request is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Fairlie. I plan to leave tomorrow.
Today, tomorrow, it doesn't matter. But when you do leave, make sure you manage it without a lot of noise.
You are back very soon?
Yes. Anne Catherick has gone.
Gone?
She left the farm along with Mrs. Clements at 8 this morning. I spoke with the farmer's daughter there. She said that she was with Anne yesterday evening, a little after you had seen her, and that as they talked, Anne had started showing signs of distress and had fainted.
Why?
Well, the girl couldn't understand it, but it seems that she had been telling Anne about events at Limmeridge House, and one of the items of news inevitably was Sir Percival Glyde's expected arrival.
My hours were numbered at Limmeridge House. I went out for a walk, took the path that led to the spot above the beach, a favourite of mine and Miss Fairlie's. Now the view which he had sketched was cold and barren. The tufts of ferns and grasses were overcome by pools of stagnant water and draggled weeds. The flowers whose names she had taught me and whose forms I had taught her to draw, they were gone. Leaves fell around me. The sky was grey. Winter was approaching, but it already gripped my heart.
My name, sir, is Gilmore.
Ah, yes, the family solicitor. Pleased to meet you.
Miss Halcombe has already told me about the anonymous letter and has indicated that you have an interest in the affair.
Yes.
I would like to inform you, therefore, that I have decided to send a copy of the letter to Sir Percival Glyde's solicitor.
Have you indeed? I'm glad of that. Thank you.
It's an unpleasant, unsavoury business, but Sir Percival's standing is very high, you know, and I'm certain that nothing has occurred which could sully his reputation. Now, I feel quite easy about it all.
Oh, do you?
In my experience of our sad state of society, things like this happen all too often. Unfortunate women, malicious letters...
I'm afraid, Mr. Gilmore, that I see the matter differently.
Just so, just so. I am old and I take the professional view. You are young. Your view, therefore, is romantically inclined. Just so. Well, events will decide. Charming places, though it's not what it was.
Saturday morning. My bags were being brought down from my room, and it was time for leave-taking.
So, Mr. Hartright.
Miss Halcombe. Miss Fairlie?
I'm very sorry that you are going.
Thank you, Miss Fairlie. I shall remember those kind words. I, too, am sorry.
Goodbye, Mr. Hartright.
Miss Fairlie...
Goodbye.
It is better this way, for you and for her.
Yes.
I shall write to you.
Will you, Miss Halcombe? I'd be so grateful.
It is the very least that you deserve. Whatever happens, but whatever we discover with regard to Anne Catherick and Sir Percival, you shall know it.
And if I, for my part, can be of any help, once my folly is forgotten...
Of course. I will trust you. As my friend, and as Laura's friend. As my brother, and as hers. God bless you.
She kissed my forehead and left the room. I went to the window, saw the carriage draw up on the gravel, and two of the servants begin to put my bags on board. And as I watched them, I heard behind me the rustle of a dress. I turned. Miss Fairlie, seeing that I was alone, hesitated at the door, but then stepped forward.
I have brought you something, a gift of dubious value, I'm afraid. A sketch of the summer house.
Yes, indeed. The place where we first met. Miss Fairlie, I shall treasure this for as long as I live. I shall prize it above all other possessions.
Well, it will remind you, perhaps, of happy days we spent together.
Yes. Days which may never return. But you will, I hope, remember me from time to time.
I will. I promise it.
Give me your hand.
You must leave me now. Please. Leave me.
These words were witness to her love for me. These words marked the start of my banishment. I let go of her hand. I said no more. One farewell look I gave as she sank into a chair, and then I was gone. The image of Laura Fairlie was already a memory of an unrecoverable past.
The day after Mr. Hartright left Limmeridge House... Mr. Fairlie? Gilmore here. The day after, as I say, Mr. Fairlie at last consented to talk with me about the proposed marriage between his niece and Sir Percival Glyde. Mr. Fairlie.
Enter. Gilmore, come in very quietly, if you will. I've explained too many times, Gilmore. I find it upsetting to talk about business.
Yes, perhaps you do, but...
There's no reason at all why you should want to disturb my tranquillity, unless it is out of malice.
Oh, Mr. Fairlie.
The marriage is a good thing, I'm certain. Laura's father sanctioned it, you know, on his deathbed.
Yes.
And I sanctioned it too. It is a desirable match, and I see no reason why the wedding should not proceed as quickly as possible. Indeed, I shall be glad when it is all over.
But as regards the settlement...
As regards the settlement, you look into it. Why don't you, Gilmore? That's the kind of thing you do, surely. Talk to Laura if you need to. Talk to Sir Percival if you absolutely must. He arrives tomorrow, I believe. Get everything ready, dear Gilmore, and then, when it is, I'm sure I shall say yes.
Sir Percival, may I introduce Mr. Gilmore to you?
Mr. Gilmore, this is a great pleasure. You are, I gather, a devoted friend of the family.
Well, I have tried to be of service to the Fairlies, and they, in return, have been indulgent towards my faults.
Sir Percival, I am afraid that my sister will not be joining us. Not for a while, at least. She is feeling a little unwell.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. I'm very sorry indeed. But as she's not with us, perhaps this would be an appropriate moment to address an unpleasant and distasteful matter, one which is too painful for me to talk of directly with Miss Fairlie.
You are referring, no doubt, to the anonymous letter that she received.
Yes, I have read the copy which you were good enough to send.
We believe that the letter was written by a young woman named Anne Catherick.
You're right, Miss Halcombe. I'm sure of it. Let me tell you what I know. Anne Catherick and her mother live in Hampshire. Anne is an only child and has been mentally disturbed from an early age. Mrs. Catherick was long ago deserted by her husband, and though mother and daughter live some distance from my own home, I have kept in touch with Mrs. Catherick in consideration of faithful service rendered in past years. So when her daughter's mental condition deteriorated, and Mrs. Catherick recognised that Anne must be placed under proper medical care, I offered to pay for Anne to be looked after in a private asylum.
Ah, I see.
Unluckily for me, Anne discovered something of my involvement.
And she assumed?
She assumed that I was chiefly, if not solely, responsible for her being locked away. I became the object of her deep suspicion and hatred, as the letter demonstrates. I still am.
Sir Percival, you've made everything clear, and I'm most grateful to you for doing so, as I'm sure is Miss Halcombe.
Yes, indeed.
I'm happy, of course, to provide any further details you may require, the names of the doctors who admitted her to the asylum, and so on. I should add that my solicitor has been instructed to spare no expense in finding the poor young woman and restoring her to medical care. Have you any questions, Mr. Gilmore?
None. I'm entirely satisfied.
Miss Halcombe?
I have no questions now.
But you are, I think, not as satisfied as Mr. Gilmore. You would rather not take my word on the matter.
Sir Percival, please understand, I do not distrust you.
But as one more closely involved in the affair than Mr. Gilmore here, you are entitled to some proof of what I've told you.
I do not ask for such proof.
You do not, but you will excuse my obstinacy if I insist that it be provided. I therefore ask you, Miss Halcombe, to be so good as to write to Mrs. Catherick and to ask her for verification.
Sir Percival, I have no wish to write such a letter.
Nevertheless, I beg you to do it. As a favour to me.
In consequence of this conversation, in which, by the way, I thought Sir Percival conducted himself with quiet tact and refinement, Miss Halcombe sent word to Mrs. Catherick, and Wednesday's post brought a reply.
It is, as you see, Mr. Gilmore, a brief, terse letter.
Yes, but it is as plain a confirmation of Sir Percival's statement as could be desired, I think. Has Sir Percival seen it?
Yes, he has. I suppose now that we have done all that we can.
If we are friends of Sir Percival, and we know him and trust him, then we have done all and more.
Yes, indeed.
And yet, Miss Halcombe, you are doubtful.
I ought not to be, I know. I have been over-anxious about Laura, I suppose, and it has unsettled me. Oh, but I do wish that Mr. Hartright was still with us, and I could hear what he thought.
You would sooner trust Mr. Hartright's judgment than your own?
Well...
Or mine?
No. Forgive me. Mr. Gilmore, there is another reason for my disquiet. This morning, after I had shown Sir Percival Mrs. Catherick's reply, he began to talk about Laura. About how he had observed that her spirits were low, and that her manner towards him had changed since his previous visit here. And he said...
Yes?
He said that with regard to the proposed marriage, he would urge Laura to reflect very seriously on two things. First, his own conduct, from the beginning of the courtship to the present time, and secondly, the circumstances under which the engagement was made.
You mean the fact that her father sanctioned the marriage?
Exactly. And he declared that if, after considering these matters, Laura then decided to withdraw from the engagement, she would be perfectly free to do so.
No man could have said more than that, Miss Halcombe. Few, indeed, would have said as much.
Well, perhaps.
He has specifically requested that Miss Fairlie should not act against her own desires.
Yes, but do you not see? That is the very outcome I am likely to encourage if I pass his message on to her. Sir Percival's conduct has been beyond reproach. Not only that, but Laura's father on his deathbed spoke hopefully of her marriage to Sir Percival. So Laura's love for honour and truth, and her respect for her father's memory, together make it impossible that she should break the engagement.
Miss Halcombe, what do you say? That Sir Percival made his statement in the full knowledge that he would be obliging Miss Fairlie to accept him?
No, no. If I thought he was capable of such baseness as that, I would tell him to leave Limmeridge House at once. But unconsciously, perhaps, without intending it.
Forgive me, Miss Halcombe, but such speculation, it seems to me, is not to the point. Whatever effect Sir Percival's words might have, they won't prejudice the outcome, for the simple reason that the outcome is already decided. Nothing has changed. Sir Percival is the same man that he was when last he was here. Why should Miss Fairlie even contemplate rejecting him?
Mr. Gilmore, do come in.
I wondered, my dear Miss Fairlie, if you and I might have a talk.
Of course, take a seat.
Oh, thank you. My dear, I have to get back to London today.
I'm sorry to hear it.
But before I go, I would like us to talk about the engagement and matters related.
Must we, Mr. Gilmore?
Yes, my dear, I think we must. Your sister advises me that she has spoken to you today about the marriage.
Yes.
I believe she has told you, among other things, that it had been Sir Percival's purpose in coming to Limmeridge to fix a day for the wedding. But you, it seems, would prefer that it be decided sometime in the future.
Yes, that is right.
I have to confess I was a little surprised to hear it. You are quite determined about this?
Yes, I am. I have asked if I might defer my final answer for a month or two, till the end of the year at the latest. Has Sir Percival...
Your sister informed him only a few minutes ago.
And?
He granted the request straight away, without demur. So, we cannot at present be certain if you are to marry or not. The decision rests with you. But if and when the time comes, I must be ready to draw up a settlement. And to do that, I need to consult you first.
If it does happen, if I am...
If you are married...
Please don't let him part me from Marian. Please, Mr. Gilmore.
Well, that, my dear, you can easily settle by private arrangement. I was referring to your property, to the disposal of your money. If you were to make a will when you come of age, to whom would the money go?
Might I leave it to Marian?
Certainly, but you should bear in mind what a large sum it is. Do you wish everything to go to her?
No, not quite everything. There is someone else who might like a little keepsake. If I were to die, I'm sure there'd be no harm in him having it. Mr. Gilmore, I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
Oh, my dear, please, there's nothing to forgive. You have not been well.
I wish you were not leaving us. I wish things were as they used to be. Mr. Gilmore, I wish I could be happy again.
I am returning to London. Returning indeed, heavy-hearted. Poor Miss Fairlie. So young, and yet already looking back on more cheerful days, and all too clearly anxious and distressed about what is to come. I confess, before I talked with her, I was rather inclined to be on Sir Percival's side, believing he would have had good reason to complain about the wedding arrangements being put off. But by the time I had left her, my sympathies were all with Miss Fairlie. Sir Percival is courteous and considerate, delightfully free from pride. But there is a voice within me that says that he is not the man for Laura Fairlie. I pray to God, therefore, let him not marry her.
That was episode 1 of The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, dramatised for radio by Martyn Wade. Marian was played by Juliet Aubrey, Walter by Toby Stevens, Laura by Emily Bruni, Mr. Fairlie by Edward Petherbridge, and Sir Percival by Jeremy Clyde. Mr. Gilmore was Sean Baker, Anne Catherick, Alice Hart, Pesca, Ewan Meredith, Jacob, Oliver Cookson, and Mr. Dempster, Jonathan Keeble. The music was specially composed by Elizabeth Parker. The director was Cherry Cookson.
I confess it. I did not, till the last few days, realize the strength of my sister's feelings for Walter Hartright. I had no suspicion that the love Laura felt for him had taken root so deeply and threatens to alter her for life. Now, having discovered my error, I find that I have lost all faith in my judgment. Can it be right for Laura to marry Sir Percival Glyde when she loves another? And if she does marry Sir Percival, is he a man to be trusted? One thing, however, I am sure of. Dearest Laura is deeply, pitifully unhappy.
The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, dramatised for radio in 4 parts by Martyn Wade, with Juliet Aubrey as Marian Halcombe, Emily Bruni as Laura Fairlie, Toby Stevens as Walter Hartright, Philip Voss as Count Fosco, Jeremy Clyde as Sir Percival, and Edward Petherbridge as Mr. Fairlie. Episode 2.
Marian, I can bear this no longer.
My dear sister.
I must finish with it, and I will.
You mean you will break off the engagement?
No, I can never do that. But I will end this secrecy. I will tell Sir Percival the truth, that I love another.
What? You'll make a confession?
Yes. And then, if he wishes, he may release me from my promise.
But Laura...
Dearest sister, he has a right to know. If Sir Percival is to grant my release, he must do so because he knows the truth.
The 9th of November. It was arranged that Laura should talk with Sir Percival this morning, and that I should be present too. Laura's courage in this business has astonished me. We have, it seems, changed places. She has been the determined one. I have been all hesitation.
Sir Percival, Marian has told me of your offer. She has told me that if I expressed the wish to break off the engagement, you would grant it. That was generous of you. Very generous. However, if it is to be broken off, then the wish must be entirely yours, not mine.
Miss Fairlie, I promise you, there is no reason why I would want to end the engagement.
Oh, but there is. Sir Percival, when our engagement began, I was unable to feel any strong affection towards you, but affection was still mine to give to you if I could. There was no other man, I mean, to whom I felt an emotional attachment. You must forgive me, however, when I inform you that this is no longer the case.
Sir Percival, my sister has been more than frank with you. Have you nothing to offer her in reply?
I can only repeat, Miss Halcombe, what I've said already. If your sister wishes to break off the engagement, she's free to do so.
Sir Percival, let me also tell you that if I do not marry you, I will not marry another. The person who has gained my affection, I have not spoken to him of my feelings, nor am I ever likely to meet him again. I have said all that I wanted to say, more than enough, I think, to give you justification in withdrawing from the engagement.
No, Miss Fairlie, quite the opposite. You've said more than enough to make it my dearest wish to marry you.
I see. Sir Percival, please, I urge you...
Forgive me, Miss Halcombe. If your sister had asked for the engagement to be broken, well, I would have submitted. But she has left the decision to me. And since my love and admiration for her are greater than ever, I find myself averse to wrecking my own happiness. I'll not relinquish Miss Fairlie. How could I, when she has shown herself to be the noblest of her sex?
No, the most wretched, surely, if I must offer myself in marriage when I cannot offer my love.
But since my aim will be to deserve your love in return for mine, who knows? In time, perhaps?
Never, never. I will be your wife, Sir Percival, your true and faithful wife. But your loving wife, never.
Cab! Cab!
Mr. Gilmore! Mr. Gilmore!
Yes?
It's me, Walter Hartright.
Well, so it is. I haven't much time to talk, I'm afraid. Euston Station, please. I have a train to catch.
Well, then I'll accompany you, if you don't mind. By the way, Mr. Gilmore, I'm being followed.
Followed? By whom?
Two men. I don't know their names. Yes, there they are.
Where?
Getting into their cab over there. They go everywhere I go. It started as soon as I returned from Limmeridge House.
I see. I have to say, Mr. Hartright, you don't look well.
Oh, let me assure you, my mind is not at all disordered. I have not been imagining things. I am being watched, pursued everywhere, every day. I suppose you have heard about the marriage.
Miss Fairlie's, you mean?
Yes. I had a letter recently from Miss Halcombe. It's going ahead.
So I understand, yes.
Do you know at all if a date has been fixed?
I don't. You will have to look for the announcement in the papers.
Ah, well, that may be difficult. I'm leaving England very soon.
Oh, are you indeed? May I ask?
Honduras, and thence the ruined cities of Central America.
Oh, good heavens.
Yes. Let's see if my two new friends are prepared to follow me there. I'm going with a group on a private expedition as their draftsman. I'll be gone 6 months at least. More if the excavation is successful. To tell the truth, Mr. Gilmore, I don't care how long I'm away. I've not felt very settled since I've been back in London. Where are you bound, Mr. Gilmore?
Oh, not quite as far as Honduras. Limmeridge.
Again?
I must speak once more with Mr. Fairlie about the marriage settlement, you know.
No, Gilmore, you are being heartless, you are being a bully.
But I have come here at great personal inconvenience.
I did not ask you to come.
That is true, Mr. Fairlie, but there is a considerable amount of money involved. There are two separate sums to be considered here. First, £10,000, in which Miss Fairlie has what is termed a life interest only. If she were to die before your sister Eleanor, the money would go to your sister. How is Madame Fosco, by the way?
I have no idea.
You haven't communicated with her about Miss Fairlie's marriage?
Heavens, no. I never communicate with her.
You may possibly be aware, Mr. Fairlie, that Madame Fosco was more than a little upset by your brother's will. Considering the respective ages of Miss Fairlie and her aunt, the latter's prospects of receiving the £10,000 are rather doubtful.
Yes, perhaps. Gilmore...
But in my view, the coolness that she has shown towards Miss Fairlie is quite without justification. Indeed, if Miss Fairlie had not interceded on her aunt's behalf, Madame Fosco would not have appeared in the will at all.
Well, you see, my brother had a dislike of foreigners, and my sister made the foolish mistake of marrying one. Gilmore, is there any difficulty with all this?
I very much hope not, but I am coming now to the nub of the case. The sum of £20,000.
Yes, Gilmore.
Which sum is to be Miss Fairlie's own when she becomes 21. Now, my stipulation was that if Miss Fairlie were to die without leaving children, the money should go to whomsoever she nominates in her will. Mr. Merriman, on the other hand, Sir Percival's solicitor... he finds this inadmissible. He maintains that if there are no children, then Sir Percival, were he to survive his wife, should receive the entire 20,000 himself.
What is your point, Gilmore?
My point? My point, Mr. Fairlie, is that Sir Percival has no shadow of a claim to this money. It should be your niece's to dispose of, and it should be under her control. And what you must do, Mr. Fairlie, in order to bring this about, is stand firm.
Stand firm?
Yes, and then Sir Percival will either give way, or else be exposed to the charge of marrying your niece for her money.
Oh, Gilmore.
The charge might stick, you know. From what I have gleaned, the debts on his estate are enormous.
Gilmore, I trust you are not becoming a radical. You mustn't test Sir Percival simply because he is a baronet.
Mr. Fairlie.
No, please don't shake the room, O worthiest of all possible Gilmores. Don't get angry.
I have no prejudice against Sir Percival Glyde. No husband should have an interest of £20,000 in his wife's death. It is a matter of common legal caution.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Mr. Fairlie, are you willing to oppose Sir Percival in this business?
Oppose him? No.
Mr. Fairlie!
No, don't upset me. Please don't upset yourself, or Sir Percival, or Laura. What is the point? My niece is less than half his age. She'll outlive him, surely. We really needn't worry about the £20,000. I won't, at any rate.
But...
So nice of you to see me. Try not to bang the door.
Liverpool. I'm about to leave this country, and my friend Professor Pesker is here to say goodbye. Pesker, whose life I once saved, who as an act of gratitude found me my position at Limmeridge House.
I think, my good dear Hartright, that you have no great desire for this adventure. I think you are sailing the ocean simply to get away from here.
Yes, Pesker. I'm afraid you're right.
That young lady you wrote to me about, your drawing student at Limmeridge, you are in love with her, and the course of that love has not run smoothly.
Yes. Right again.
I am so sorry. If I had not suggested your employment at that place...
Pesker, no more of that, please. You are not gifted with clairvoyance. By the way, you remember perhaps my telling you of a certain Anne Catherick? How I met her the night before I left for Limmeridge?
Ah, yes. The strange woman in white.
I heard her name mentioned just now.
You did?
By those two fellows over there, by the wall.
You know them, do you?
Oh, yes. They've been on my trail ever since I got back to London. Well, I'm afraid the mystery of Anne Catherick remains, and I must leave the solving of it to others. Pesker, give me your hand. I bid you and England farewell.
So, dearest sister, what says my uncle?
Sir Percival has suggested a day for the wedding, and your uncle has agreed. It is to be the 22nd of December.
The 22nd? Less than a month away. It is so soon.
Yes, Laura, it is very soon. Let me go back to your uncle, therefore, and tell him so. He and Sir Percival need not have it all their own way.
No, Marian, please. It will only cause more trouble and confusion. Sir Percival will be here again with fresh causes of complaint.
Well, what of it? Are you to break your heart so that Sir Percival's mind can be at ease? Oh, Laura, Why should men be allowed to drag us away from our homes and loved ones, destroy our innocence and peace, and give us nothing in return? Why, Laura? Why? You know it's very cruel and most unjust. It makes me so angry.
It makes you weep, dearest sister. I'm not used to your tears. Marian, you are devoted and you are kind, but you cannot alter the inevitable. Sooner or later, the wedding must happen.
After the wedding, your uncle informs me Sir Percival wants to take you to Italy.
Italy? For how long?
Until spring or early summer. He is concerned to get extensive renovation work done on the house in Hampshire, and being away from England for the winter months will be good for you, he says.
Yes, I hope so. Dearest sister, you will like Italy, I think.
Laura, I will not be going with you. No, Laura. When a man first marries, he is least disposed to tolerate a rival, male or female. If you still wish that I should share your new home in Hampshire...
Yes, of course I do.
Well, then I think we would be well advised not to arouse Sir Percival's jealousy on the wedding tour.
So, I am to lose you?
Just for a few months. And on the return journey, I gather you and Sir Percival are to join up with your Aunt Eleanor and her husband.
Oh, indeed.
She has hardly, I know, been the most affectionate of aunts. But her husband, Count Fosco, is a friend of Sir Percival's, is he not?
Yes, I believe so.
So perhaps you and she will be able to meet on civil terms, at the very least.
Perhaps. The wedding, I assume, is to be at Limmeridge Church?
It is.
And when will Sir Percival be here?
Some days before. On the 17th.
Miss Halcombe.
Sir Percival!
What a pleasant surprise. How are you? And how is your dear sister?
Oh, we are well enough, thank you. And all is ready for your arrival. I confess, though, I didn't expect to meet you in the village.
Well, I thought that before I descended upon Limmeridge House, I would pay a visit to the farm at Todd's Corner, where Anne Catherick was staying.
Yes, indeed.
I was anxious to discover if they had any news of her, but sadly there's none. You've heard nothing, I suppose?
Nothing.
Oh, dear. The poor creature, as I'm sure you're aware, needs proper care and protection. I hate to think what might have happened to her.
Strange, is it not? During the weeks that he was away from us, my recollection of Sir Percival was distinctly less than favourable, not least on account of the distress that he had caused my sister. But his concern about Anne Catherick immediately put him in a different light. I decided that I would test his character still further. Sir Percival, you will think me very forward, I am sure, but I have a question to ask of you.
Yes?
With regard to the time when you and Laura returned from Italy...
Miss Halcombe.
Yes, Sir Percival?
If you are about to suggest that you should come to stay with us at Blackwater Park...
Oh, I was intending merely to ask what your thoughts were.
Miss Halcombe, dear Miss Halcombe, it is the very notion which I was anxious to put to you. If you would share our home and be Laura's companion, you would be conferring on her and me a lasting favour.
Now, sweetest sister, I must wish you good night.
Yes.
Oh, but I almost forgot. A present from your uncle.
Oh, thank you.
No precious stone upon the ring, I'm afraid. Just a strand of his hair. He wanted you to have the gift today, he said, so as to avoid increasing the excitement of tomorrow. And he insists there must be no scenes during the course of the day. No tears.
Let him insist all he may. There will be tears, nonetheless. Well, Marian, my last night at Limmeridge House. This past week, you know, I seem to have put myself into a dream for fear of waking up and discovering the truth. Just think how different it would have been if it was not Sir Percival I was about to marry, but someone else.
Laura, my dearest.
Forgive me.
There she lay, in her pretty little white bed. The same bed she had slept in since she was a girl. And on the table by her bedside, a prayer book, a miniature portrait of her father, and a brooch of mine which I had given her that afternoon as a keepsake. I stood by the bed. Between her half-closed eyelids glistened the traces of tears.
Forgive me.
Blackwater Park. 5 months have passed, and more. 5 long, lonely months since Laura and I last saw each other. But she and her husband are due to arrive tomorrow. Aunt Eleanor and her husband, Count Fosco, will be with them. They are staying for the summer. I journeyed here yesterday, and have been made very welcome by the housekeeper, Mrs. Mitchelson, a clergyman's widow. Blackwater Park, as the county history obligingly informs me, is an ancient and unusual seat, very different from Limmeridge. It has been quiet here, and I have but one incident to report. Mrs. Mitchelson? Mrs. Mitchelson!
Why, Miss Halcombe? Whatever is the matter?
I found this dog while I was walking by the lake. It was in the boathouse. It's been shot, I think.
Dear, oh dear. I recognise that creature. Rest it just here, Miss Halcombe. Oh. I suppose it was Baxter who shot it.
Who's Baxter?
The gamekeeper. It must have strayed off the path. Belongs to Mrs. Catherick.
Mrs. Catherick?
Well, we can bathe the wound, I suppose, but I don't think we'll do much good.
This Mrs. Catherick?
You know her, do you?
Well, I know of an Anne Catherick.
Anne, that's right, her daughter. It was because of her that Mrs. Catherick was at the house. She said that the daughter had disappeared.
Yes, so I understand.
She was asking for news about her. It seems that someone had seen a young woman in the area, a stranger, and she wondered whether it might be Anne.
Does Mrs. Catherick live in the neighbourhood?
No, she's at Welmingham, 25 miles away at least.
Have you been acquainted with her for some while?
I never saw her before yesterday morning, though I'd heard of her, of course, on account of Sir Percival's kindness in helping with Anne's medical care.
Yes, of course.
But strangely enough, when I told her that Sir Percival was returning soon from abroad, she said that there was no need to mention that she'd been here. Now, that was odd, I thought.
Yes, it was. Did she speak at all about her daughter?
Very little. She talked chiefly of Sir Percival and what sort of lady his wife might be. She didn't seem distressed that she hadn't found Anne. More vexed, put out. Oh, there, look. I told you the dog wouldn't live.
Oh, the poor thing.
I'll get Baxter to bury it.
The 12th of June, the evening. At last, they have arrived. Hurry, Mrs. Mitchelson.
Oh, dear, what excitement.
Miss Halcombe, glad to see you again.
Oh, and you, Sir Percival.
Welcome back home, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Mitchelson.
Marian.
Oh, my dearest sister.
How do you do?
Madame Fosco.
It's been a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Come, Fosco, you're holding up the party.
The Count at last left the carriage. What an extraordinary sight. So immensely fat he was, and yet he moved towards me on light, nimble feet. I looked at his face as he drew near, and it put me in mind of Napoleon's. The regularity of the features, their grand calmness and power, and his skin, closely shaven, was beautifully smooth, smoother than mine, I fear, and yet I had heard he was almost 60.
You must be Miss Marian Halcombe.
I am.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Please forgive me for delaying to greet you, but I have some of my family with me in the carriage, and I was ensuring that they are safely in their cages.
Their cages?
I have brought with me a cockatoo of transcendent plumage, 2 canary birds of unrivaled vivacity and intelligence, and 5 sublime, ineffable white mice.
Count, shall we go in?
Certainly, my angel. Oh, no. After you, Miss Halcombe.
Show me your rooms first, Marian. I want to be sure that you're comfortable.
Oh, I am, believe me. I am in the habitable part of the house. As you are, Laura, you will be relieved to know. But the other wing is 14th century and not to be contemplated. You see? A very agreeable little suite.
Yes, indeed.
Laura, I couldn't help hearing as we entered the hall. Sir Percival was asking Mrs. Mitchelson if a gentleman had called recently.
Yes, I heard him too.
He was very agitated, was he not, when Mrs. Mitchelson couldn't give him the man's name or say what his business was?
Well, in truth, there is something worrying Sir Percival at present. Some difficulty. But he says that he'll be able to resolve it soon.
Oh, Laura, I have so many questions to ask you. About Italy, I mean, and all the people you met, and your new life. What it is like to be Lady Glyde.
Dearest sister, I shall talk of Italy for as long as you want, but I shall not talk of being Lady Glyde. Whenever you and I are together, Marian, we shall be happier and easier, I think, if we accept my married life for what it is. Or what it is not. Say as little about it as possible.
As you wish.
I'm afraid this isn't quite like home.
That's true enough.
But it is so good to have you with me again. To see you surrounded by your possessions. The dear little shabby old bookcase, the horrid heavy man's umbrella, and your writing things. Tell me, Marian, have you been sending lots of letters to people and getting letters in return? In particular, I wonder...
Laura, my dear...
Just tell me if he is happy and well and has recovered himself and forgotten me and is getting on in his profession.
Laura, you ought not to ask me such questions. You promised you wouldn't.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Anyway, there's been no recent exchange of letters. Or indeed any news of Walter Hartright at all. But I pray for him.
Yes, so do I.
She has changed. She is less beautiful. The freshness and softness that was in her face, the tenderness, the charm, that's gone. She is changed in that respect. And yet, where one might have expected her to change, because she is a married woman, there she is the same. She speaks of her husband as little as she can, and then it is invariably Sir Percival, not Percival only. There is no sign of any sympathy towards him, or indeed from him to her. Nothing she says convinces me that she is reconciled to marriage. In her heart she is Laura Fairlie still, not Lady Glyde.
Figaro qua, Figaro là, Figaro su, Figaro giù. Good morning, Miss Halcombe.
And to you, Count.
You've been walking by the lake.
Yes.
I was there too, just now. It is the lake, I assume, which gives the house its name, though the water is not quite black. Figaro qua, Figaro là. Sir Percival has some fine beasts here. Figaro su, Figaro giù. And this is a splendid-looking creature, too.
Splendid, yes, and very fierce. He is wise to have had himself chained.
Excuse me, Miss Halcombe, excuse me, sir. I'm looking for Sir Percival, and I was told he intended going riding.
I have not seen him.
Nor I.
If you should see him, Mr. Merriman has arrived from London.
Has he now?
He wishes to speak to Sir Percival as soon as possible. He's waiting in the library.
Very well.
By the way, sir, that dog flies at everyone. I wouldn't go anywhere near it, sir, if I were you.
Nonsense, of course you would. If you were me, Mrs. Mitchelson, you would have no fear of dogs at all. But of course the reason he flies at people is precisely because they are afraid. Big dogs are bullies. Big dogs are craven creatures. All I need do is approach without fear, place my hand upon his head, and look him straight in the eye. Though that is difficult, is it not, you big coward? Because you will keep looking away. Coward, bully. You'd kill a cat. You'd kill Mrs. Mitchelson here. Even perhaps Miss Halcombe. But only because they're afraid of your wicked white teeth and your slobbering jaws. Talking of which, you have besmirched my nice, clean, pretty waistcoat. Get back to your kennel.
Tell me, if you would, who is this Mr. Merriman who has come all the way from London?
Mr. Merriman is Sir Percival's solicitor.
It is clear he was not sent for, else Sir Percival would have been ready to receive him.
Yes, Miss Halcombe, you are right, I'm sure. And yes, Miss Halcombe, for him to have come all the way from town, he must be bearing some very important and perhaps unexpected news.
I never said so.
But you thought as much. You're a clever woman, Miss Halcombe. There is little, I'd guess, that escapes you.
Laura, I have something distressing to tell you.
Well, sister?
This Mr. Merriman, who arrived earlier today, Sir Percival's solicitor.
Yes?
Just now, as I was walking from my room, he and Sir Percival were coming out of the library, and the solicitor was talking about a sum of money, a loan which was overdue, and which could be paid if you were to sign a document. Laura, your husband, I fear, is experiencing some financial embarrassment.
Yes, and his being relieved of it depends on me.
You're very calm about all this.
Well, what you were telling me I had suspected. The day I arrived and we went into the hall, do you remember Sir Percival asked Mrs. Mitchelson about a gentleman who had called at the house?
It was that gentleman, you think, who lent Sir Percival the money?
Yes, I fear so. And now he is demanding repayment.
You promise me, Laura, you will not sign any document without studying it with care.
I promise.
I imagine our friend the Count is more than a little aware of Sir Percival's current situation. He knew who Mr. Merriman was, and I wouldn't be surprised if he knew the reason for Mr. Merriman's visit.
But, Marian, we must ask no questions of Count Fosco. We must not take him into our confidence.
You think not?
I don't like the man, and I don't trust him. I can't say why. What about you, dearest sister? Do you like Count Fosco?
Well, he interests me. He's an extremely indolent man, I think. And yet he seems to have a deep knowledge of all sorts of things. Also, it is some time, I gather, since he was in his mother country.
Yes.
And yet he was asking Sir Percival with a strange degree of earnestness if he was aware of any Italians in the neighbourhood. And this morning, Laura, when I came down to breakfast, I noticed a letter for him which bore a large official seal, so he is not, it would seem, a political exile, but is perhaps engaged in government business of some sort.
I asked you, Marian, if you liked him.
I half like him, and only half willingly at that. He flatters my vanity. I must be plain to you. It is plain enough to me when I am away from his presence.
I think Aunt Eleanor thinks you like the Count, and is rather jealous of the Count's attentions.
Yes, perhaps, though I suspect she has to suffer in silence. Count Fosco may be sweetness and light in company, but behind his door, I'm certain, he wields a rod of iron. I don't entirely like him as a friend, but I'd be very sorry to have him as my enemy.
Well, Miss Halcombe?
I believe it's all up. But I will fight on.
Here you are. May I disturb your game?
No need, my good Percival. It is, as you say, Miss Halcombe, all up.
There, you see, Sir Percival, thoroughly humiliated. The Count politely allowed me to win 2 games, and then when he saw that I had found him out, he checkmated me before the 3rd game had had time to begin.
I wonder, Fosco, whether you could seek out your wife and come with her to the library. I've sent for Laura to go there too. A mere business formality, you understand?
A formality or not, I will have to decline your invitation. I told Madame Fosco that I would accompany her to the lake at 11 o'clock, and it is 3 minutes to.
As it transpired, we all went to the lake. Sir Percival readily conceded that his mere business formality could wait until the afternoon, and our party, which also included Count Fosco's white mice, conveyed in a little pagoda of gaily painted wirework, was soon encamped in the boathouse at the lake's northern end.
You have to admit, it is a very gloomy lake. My bailiff, you know, he's quite sure it has a curse upon it. Just the place for a murder, he says.
I think it is a very bad place for a murder. The water's too shallow to hide the body, and the murderer's footprints would show too clearly in the mud. A fool would commit a murder here, but not a wise man.
As we sat, Laura worked at her sewing, and Madame Fosco was embarked upon a favourite pastime of hers, rolling cigarettes for her husband. The Count, meanwhile, had freed his mice from their cage.
Pretty mouses, harmless little mouses.
And he watched them as they scampered over the undulations of his vast clothing.
Myself, I am sorry to hear the lake connected with anything as horrible as a murder. And I am sorry, too, that I am being asked to think of wise murderers and foolish murderers. A truly wise man surely would be a truly virtuous man, and would therefore have a horror of crime.
My dear lady, what an admirable sentiment. I'm sure I must have seen it in a copybook, or a sampler. Perhaps you're embroidering those very words at this very moment. Listen, pretty mouses. A truly wise mouse is a truly virtuous mouse. Remember that, please, and never gnaw at the bars of your cage again.
It is easy to ridicule, but you will not find it quite so easy to give me an instance of a wise man who is also a great criminal.
Too true, Lady Glyde. For the wise man who is a criminal is the wise man who is never found out. What is your view about all this, my angel?
What is my view? Oh, I am not so importunate a woman as to offer an opinion on such a matter. Not at least until I've received guidance in full from you, my dear, or from Sir Percival.
It all depends, I suppose, on what one means by virtue. I regard myself as a citizen of the world, and I tell you, I've met with so many different sorts of virtue that I'm puzzled to say which is the right sort and which is not. One thing is clear enough. There can be no virtue in me, for in my view, crime tends to pay, and virtue doesn't. But you see, I am saying out loud what virtuous people only think.
Conversation flagged. Both Laura and I recoiled from the Count's glib cynicism, and were not disposed to offer him further opportunities to be offensive. Soon we were all preparing to leave and go back to the house. Count Fosco began collecting up his mice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! In the name of heaven, where is the fifth? The youngest, the whitest, the most amiable, my Benjamin of mice.
The Mountain began to search for the mouse. And he found the creature beneath the bench. He found something else as well.
Percival, come here.
Well?
Look, on the floor. Can't you see it?
No, Fosco, I can't.
Look closely there.
I can see it. Blood.
Blood? It's all right, Laura. I know what happened. The day you arrived, I found a dog lying here. It had been shot.
Whose dog was it? It wasn't one of mine.
No, Sir Percival, it wasn't one of yours.
Well, so whose was it?
Well, Mrs. Mitchelson said that it belonged to Mrs. Catherick.
Mrs. Catherick?
The previous day, apparently, she brought the dog with her. She came to the house and spoke to Mrs. Mitchelson.
What? Oh, what the devil did she want? Who else saw her?
My dear Percival, gently, please.
Who else saw Mrs. Catherick?
No one, so far as I know.
Perhaps, my dear Percival, you should consult Mrs. Mitchelson about this woman, since she was the one who met her.
Yes, I'll do that straight away. Will you all excuse me?
Now, Miss Halcombe, let me return Benjamin to his cage, and then, if you would be so kind, you will remedy my state of ignorance.
And mine, too.
Sir Percival, you know, has told us nothing about this Mrs. Catherick.
And you, Marian, have told me nothing either.
So, Miss Halcombe, speak, please. Who is this woman? And why is my friend so agitated by news of her visit?
I would have liked to have told them very little, for I did not wish to alarm Laura, and I was reluctant to act as an informant to the Count. But the latter was full of eager curiosity, and Laura was prompting me too. So I said what I knew. That Mrs. Catherick's daughter Anne was mentally disturbed, and that Sir Percival, for whom Mrs. Catherick had rendered service in the past, had arranged to have the daughter confined in a private asylum, for which reason Sir Percival was hated by Anne. And I told them what Walter Hartright had told me, about his meeting with Anne after her escape from the asylum.
Sir!
God almighty! Who's that?
Please!
I turned, and there in the middle of the broad road stood the figure of a solitary woman, dressed from head to foot in white.
I've done nothing wrong, sir. I have met with an accident, that's all. You must not be suspicious of me.
I told them of how Mr. Hartright had met Anne Catherick again, when he was at Limmeridge, and of how she had wanted to prevent Sir Percival from marrying Laura. But while I talked and observed the Count's rapt attention, a thought occurred to me. Count Fosco was a close friend of Sir Percival, and seemed knowledgeable enough about Sir Percival's affairs in general. Why, therefore, should he have been kept ignorant of the story of Anne Catherick?
Miss Halcombe. Do come in.
I understand that you wish me to act as a witness.
Yes, if you would be so kind.
The postponed business formality was about to commence, and I had been summoned to the library. Laura was seated at the writing table, uncertain, apprehensive. Sir Percival, almost as apprehensive himself, stood behind her. Count Fosco was at the other end of the room. He was smoking a cigarette and picking off the dead leaves from a vase of flowers.
I'm afraid, Miss Halcombe, that I am to blame for you being given this duty. Sir Percival had asked that my wife should be a second witness, but I, being Italian, am a wily, wary character, and prefer that the two witnesses be independent of each other.
As it happens, there is no reason for your objection. The law of England...
Yes, Percival, I'm sure. But apart from the law of England, there is the conscience of Fosco.
Well, your conscience is appeased. Oh, by the by, I'm obliged to leave you all for the rest of the day. It's a matter which can't be put off, I'm afraid, but I shall be back in good time tomorrow. Now, this is the document. No, keep it folded, please. If you would sign here, Laura. Fosco, witnessing a signature is not to be done by gazing out of the window. Sign here, Laura.
What am I signing?
My dear, it's a purely formal document, full of legal technicalities and so on. I haven't time to explain it now.
But surely before my sister writes her name, she should know what the document says.
Oh, nonsense, Miss Halcombe. It's nothing she needs to be concerned with, and even if I told her, she wouldn't understand it.
Let me try to understand it. Whenever Mr. Gilmore had some business matter for me to deal with, he always explained it first, and I always understood.
Well, perhaps, but he's a solicitor, and he's obliged to explain. I am your husband, and I'm not obliged.
In that case, may I not at least unfold the document so I can see what is written there?
You distrust me. Go on, speak out, say it in front of these witnesses here. You distrust your own husband.
Percival, control your temper. Lady Glyde is right.
Is she indeed?
Yes, Sir Percival, she is. And I shall not witness her signature unless she has first understood what it is that she is signing.
Oh, really? Well, next time you invite yourself to a man's house, Miss Halcombe, you might consider your conduct. Taking the wife's side in a matter which doesn't concern you, it's a poor way of repaying hospitality.
How dare you?
Laura, sign the document, please. I demand that you sign it. Sign the document.
Calm yourself, Percival.
I will sign it with pleasure, if only you will treat me as a responsible being and allow me to know what the document is about. Count Fosco says I am right. Why do you treat his scruples so much more indulgently than mine?
Scruples? It's rather late in the day for scruples. I'd have thought you'd have got over any weakness of that sort when you made a virtue of necessity and agreed to be married.
A virtue of necessity?
Percival.
I'll not sign the document. I'll not sign it until you let me read every word from the first line to the last.
One moment, Lady Glyde.
Come, Marian.
Just one moment, I implore you. Is it absolutely necessary, Percival, that this document be signed today?
It is necessary to my plans and wishes.
But it is possible for the signature to be put off till tomorrow?
It can be, I suppose, if it must.
Then put it off.
Very well, then. Until tomorrow.
I am almost ashamed to look at you, Marian, after the way he treated you.
Dearest sister, please. My pride was a little hurt, no more. It was nothing compared with what you had to endure.
What are we to do? Perhaps I should sign the document so that he has no excuse to speak so vilely to you again.
No, Laura, you should not. For that reason, least of all.
Well, he has left us for a little while.
Yes, gone to Welmingham, perhaps, to interrogate Mrs. Catherick about her daughter.
Perhaps. But wherever he is, We have some respite. Oh, Marian, if only there was a friend to help us. A true, dear friend.
Yes. The Count, I think, was on our side just now.
For his own purposes, no doubt.
I thanked him afterwards. Though he can't be trusted, perhaps his influence will ensure that Sir Percival is more restrained in his conduct, that I am not thrown out of his home for my insolent behaviour.
Marian, don't speak of such a thing.
I have noticed such a change in Sir Percival since he was here. I am forced to think that the politeness and modesty and delicacy that he displayed before was all a sham, that he was playing a part in order to win your hand.
Yes.
And now, having achieved that end, he has dropped his disguise and shown himself to be...
mean, brutal,
cunning, willing to use fraud and deception to obtain your money. You must not sign that document, Laura. Not unless you are shown its contents and are satisfied by them.
But if he should press me as he did today...
We must resist. We must equip ourselves with sufficient knowledge to help us fight him.
Yes, but how?
Well, let me think. I could write to Mr. Gilmore, I suppose, and seek his advice.
Yes, indeed. Oh, but Sir Percival will demand that I sign the document tomorrow. How shall we get the answer in time?
I'll ask Mr. Gilmore to send his reply by a special messenger, who must travel on the morning train. With any luck, the messenger will reach us before Sir Percival returns. I wrote the letter to Mr. Gilmore and took it downstairs to the hall. There was a postbag there which was always collected in the middle of the afternoon. I dropped the letter into the bag, and as I did so...
Miss Halcombe!
Oh, Madame Fosco!
How fortunate to have come upon you. I wonder if I might have a word.
Oh, very well.
In private, I mean. In confidence. Perhaps we should go out into the garden.
What happened then?
Very little, at first. Round the fish pond we walked several times, and as we did so we talked. But really, Laura, your aunt had nothing very private to tell me at all.
What was it she said?
Simply how distressed she had been to hear of Sir Percival's recent conduct. How, if it happened again, she might have to think of leaving Blackwater Park. And she was so friendly and concerned, so unlike her customary self, that altogether I became very suspicious.
And then?
I managed at last to make my excuses and went back into the house. And suddenly I found myself face to face with the Count. He was dropping a letter into the postbag. We exchanged a few words. He seemed unusually subdued. And then he went to join Madame Fosco. By now, of course, I was decidedly uneasy. I went straight to the postbag and took out my letter to Mr. Gilmore.
Well?
It was open.
Oh, Marian.
Perhaps I had not secured it sufficiently. That is possible.
But there is another possibility.
Yes, there is, and it distresses me to think about it. I have sealed the letter now and returned it to the postbag, so we must hope that it arrives safely. And we must take good care, dearest sister, that we are the first to read the reply. At Laura's suggestion, she and I went for an evening walk. There was a sense of blight in the misty, oppressive air. The flowers in the garden drooped, and the ground was parched and dewless. We arrived at the lake. You seem very fond of this dismal place.
It's not the lake that attracts me, Marian, but the scenery around. The heath and the fir trees, they remind me of Limmeridge. Nothing else does, I'm afraid. I wish I had never left home. I wish I was poor and had never married. Or at least I wish I'd never married him.
Oh, Laura.
While we were in Rome, he and I rode out one day to the tomb of Cecilia Martella. It's such a beautiful ruin, so grand. It's built by a devoted husband to the memory of his wife. I said to Sir Percival, before we were married you told me you loved me dearly. Would you build such a tomb for me? He looked away. At length he laughed and replied, if I do build you a tomb, it will be with your own money. Till that day I'd endeavoured not to think about Walter Hartright. I'd tried my hardest to push him from my mind. But since then, I've let the memory of him come back to comfort me. I've recalled the happy times we shared. I've pictured him and me as husband and wife. living a frugal, simple life. Happy, loving.
Oh, Laura.
I ought to tell you. Sir Percival knows about him.
He knows?
Ever since I made that confession to Sir Percival at Limmeridge, when I told him there was someone else. Ever since then, he'd wanted to know who it was. And one day in Rome, when the talk turned to my drawings, he challenged me outright. Your drawing master at Limmeridge, he said. Hartright, it was him. He read the answer in my face. He warned me that if he ever met Walter Hartright, he would horsewhip him, and that I'd repent my love for him for the rest of my life.
My dearest, dearest sister. I'm so sorry.
It's getting dark.
Yes. We should be heading back. Laura, whatever's the matter?
Look, over there. A figure. It's going across the heath.
No, I can't.
There, at the edge of that bank of mist.
Oh, yes. It's stopped now.
Is it a man or a woman?
I'm not sure. A woman, I think. It's moving on again.
Perhaps it's following us.
I can't see it now.
Marian, I'm frightened.
Well, you needn't be. There's no reason why someone shouldn't be walking here. We're quite near the village, after all. Come on.
Marian.
Yes?
I heard a noise.
A twig blown off a tree.
No, Marian, there's hardly a breath of wind. I heard it again. Stop. It's coming from behind us. We're being followed.
Well, whoever it is, we should walk on. If there is anything to alarm us, the nearer we are to the house, the better.
It's still following us. Oh, Marian.
Who's there? Who is it?
Thank God. It's going away. Marian, I was half dead with fear. Who could it have been?
I don't know. But when we get back to the house, I think it would be safest to be silent. Say nothing of this, Laura, to anyone. I slept badly. There was, of course, the mystery of events at the lake to occupy me. But much of the night was given to tears and self-reproach at the thought of Laura's unhappiness, and the fact that it was I who had encouraged Walter Hartright to leave Limmeridge House. It was I who had kept him apart from Laura, because she was engaged to Sir Percival. But I must tell myself, I was not at fault. I acted in good faith, and though Sir Percival deceived me in the past, he will not do so again. Laura will come to no harm, I make that promise, not while I am with her.
Marian, I'm so upset.
My dearest sister, what has happened?
I've lost your brooch, the one you gave me on the day before the wedding.
Well, no matter. It wasn't of much value.
It was to me. I was wearing it yesterday, I'm sure. Perhaps I lost it when we went to the lake. I'll try and look for it while you're waiting for the messenger from London. When do you expect him?
In half an hour. I asked that he should be on the 11 o'clock train. The Count, however, is safely in the drawing room. I heard him talking to his canary birds, so I think I shall leave the house now. I walked calmly and casually through the grounds. I reached the lodge and waited. At length, a carriage approached the turn into the lane and began to slow. Excuse me! Excuse me! Are you by any chance bearing a letter from London?
I am. It's for Miss Halcombe.
I am Miss Halcombe. You may give me the letter.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, and wait, please, if you would, in case I wish to give a reply.
Very well, ma'am.
I scanned the letter. Mr. Gilmore was alarmed by what I had told him, that was clear. Phrases such as a palpable fraud, a flagrant breach of trust, leapt off the page. The advice was that Laura should withhold her signature, and should give as her reason that she wished the document to be submitted to her family solicitor. Excellent, excellent.
Is there a reply, ma'am?
Simply that I am very much obliged to Mr. Gilmore, that is all.
Thank you, ma'am. Very well, driver.
Are you going back to the house now, Miss Halcombe?
Count Bosco? Yes, I am.
So am I. would you allow me the pleasure of accompanying you?
Certainly.
My dear Miss Halcombe, you look surprised to see me. Let me make a confession. When my wife informed me that you'd gone for a walk, I found that the pleasurable prospect of escorting you was too great to resist. Take my arm, dear lady, if you would.
I took his arm and felt tainted by the very act. We walked. The Count said nothing about what he had seen, or about the letter that was in my hand, but it appeared from his manner that he had discovered enough to suit his present objective. We approached the house and found Sir Percival awaiting us.
So, here you are. Where's Lady Glyde?
She lost a brooch yesterday and has gone to look for it.
Well, brooch or no brooch, she has an appointment in the library this afternoon. I expect to see her in half an hour.
Before then, Percival, I'd like a talk with you, if I may.
More scruples, I suppose. More objections about the document. I refuse to hear them, Fosco. I refuse.
But the Count persuaded him, led Sir Percival some distance away and spoke to him in low tones. It was of Laura and me he spoke, beyond a doubt. I went indoors, heart-sick and anxious.
See, Marian, the brooch.
Dearest sister, well done. Where did you find it?
Oh, I didn't find it.
Well, then who did?
And Catherick. I have met her, Marian. I have met the woman in white. I'd walked through the garden and the wood, and I'd searched by the lake too, without any luck. And then I went into the boathouse and looked for the brooch there. And while I was looking...
It's all right, Miss Fairlie. You have no need to be frightened of me. My name is Anne Catherick.
Anne Catherick?
See? I'm wearing white. I always wear white, in remembrance of your mother. Such a kind, dear lady. You and I used to walk with her to the school in Limmeridge, do you remember? Happy days they were. Happy days. Miss Fairlie, were you searching for a brooch?
Yes.
I have it here.
You found it? Oh, thank you. She came up close to me, gently pinned the brooch to my dress. Her face, near to mine, was so pale and thin and weary. And I was startled because it seemed like my own face reflected, or rather my own face ravaged by illness and care.
There we are. Now, Miss Fairlie, you have your brooch back.
Yes. I'm so very grateful to you. By the way, I'm not Miss Fairlie anymore. Last December...
Oh, yes. I know you're married. I call you Miss Fairlie because I love that name, and the other name I hate. Did you see someone near the lake last night? Did you hear someone following you in the wood?
Yes.
That was me. I have come to this place to tell you a secret. A very important secret. About the man you have married. And once the secret becomes known, Miss Fairlie, it will be his ruin.
That was episode 2 of The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Dramatised for radio by Martyn Wade. Marian was played by Juliet Aubrey, Laura by Emily Bruni, Count Fosco by Philip Voss, Sir Percival by Jeremy Clyde, Mr. Fairlie by Edward Petherbridge, and Walter Hartright by Toby Stevens. Madame Fosco was Geraldine Fitzgerald, Anne Catherick, Alice Hart, Mr. Gilmore, Sean Baker, Pesca, Eoin Meredith, Mrs. Mitchelson, Carolyn Pickles, and the messenger, Jonathan Keeble. The music was specially composed by Elizabeth Parker. The director was Cherry Cookson.
Anne Catherick, the woman in white. She was waiting for me by the lake, waiting to speak to me. She said she had a secret about Sir Percival which would destroy him if the world got to know of it. She would tell me the secret And then he'd be afraid of me and wouldn't dare to treat me badly. In the past, she said, she's been afraid of him. But now, it seems, she's afraid no more.
The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Dramatised for radio in 4 parts by Martyn Wade. With Juliet Aubrey as Marian Halcombe, Emily Bruni as Laura Fairlie, Toby Stevens as Walter Hartright, Jeremy Clyde as Sir Percival, Philip Voss as Count Fosco, and Edward Petherbridge as Frederick Fairlie. Episode 3.
My heart, you see, it isn't right. And I haven't long to live, I'm certain. That's why I don't fear him. But before I die, I must try and make atonement.
Atonement? What do you mean?
I let you marry him. That was my sin. I should have stopped you when I was at Limmeridge. But I became frightened and I fled so that he wouldn't take me back to the asylum. He can't harm me now, though. And if I tell you the secret and atone for my sin, I might meet your mother in the world beyond. Oh, if only I could be buried with her. If only I could wake up by her side when the trumpet sounds and the graves give up their dead.
Well then, the secret.
Yes. It was because of the secret that he put me in the asylum. My mother knows the secret too. I learned it from her.
Tell me what it is.
No. Not now.
Why not?
I think there's someone watching us. There's someone listening. But come here tomorrow. At the same time, alone. I will tell you it then.
Did you try to speak further with her?
Yes, Marian, I tried, but she refused. She was determined to leave. Do you think she's telling the truth? Do you think there is indeed a secret that Sir Percival is afraid of?
I do. I judge her words by Sir Percival's actions. And by his actions, it's clear he has something to hide. These journeys that he makes, they relate to Anne Catherick and her disappearance, I'm sure of it. He is determined to find her and prevent her from telling what she knows. Well, Laura, I must give you my news now.
Mr. Gilmore has replied to your letter.
He has. Here. You will see that he is highly suspicious of Sir Percival's conduct, and is quite positive that you shouldn't sign a document whose contents are kept concealed from you. It should be sent to him first, he says, so that he may advise you.
Good. Then I shall tell Sir Percival so.
Well, Laura, as it transpires, Sir Percival won't be asking you to sign the document.
He won't?
Not for a while, at least.
Why? What has happened?
First of all, dear sister, I'm afraid that Count Fosco saw me when I received Mr. Gilmore's letter.
Oh, Marian.
He'd followed me without my knowing. And then Sir Percival arrived back and Count Fosco spoke with him in private. And shortly afterwards the Count came to the drawing-room and informed me that the business of the signature is put off.
How very strange.
He discovered that I had written to Mr. Gilmore. He guessed, I suppose, that the letter I'd received was a reply. I can only assume, therefore, that whatever conclusions the Count drew from this were enough to persuade Sir Percival to change his mind.
Yes, but the question is, what are they planning now?
Whatever it is, dearest Laura, the discovery of Sir Percival's secret will surely help our cause. You must keep the appointment with Anne Catherick tomorrow.
Oh, I will.
It is to be at the boathouse, she said, and at the same hour as today.
Yes, that would be 2:30, approximately.
Very well. But this time, I'll come with you.
She said I must be alone.
No, I'll be nearby, and I'll make sure I keep out of sight. But of course we mustn't leave the house together. That would inevitably arouse suspicion.
Well, then I'll go first. I'll finish luncheon a little early, and you will follow as soon as you safely can.
No one observed me as I went out of the house. I'm sure of that. And there is no one, I think, in pursuit. I'll make towards the side of the boathouse so that Anne Catherick doesn't see me. voices. Perhaps Laura's alone. Laura? Laura? Nobody here. Laura? Laura? Oh, please, God, let nothing have happened to her. Mrs. Mitchelson?
Oh, Miss Halcombe. There you are.
My sister, have you seen her? She went out for a walk.
Yes, she came back a little while ago with Sir Percival. I'm afraid something distressing has occurred.
What? Has she had an accident?
No, but she was in tears, and Sir Percival has ordered Lady Glyde's maid to be dismissed.
Dismissed, Mrs. Mitchelson? Why?
I don't know. And however much I prompted poor Fanny, she wouldn't tell me. She says she'll stay in the village inn tonight and then go back to Cumberland. She has no friends here, she says.
Where is Lady Glyde?
In her bedroom, but you can't see her.
Why ever not?
The door's been locked. Sir Percival's orders.
I found Sir Percival in the library, along with the Count and Madame Fosco. They fell silent as I entered. Am I to understand, Sir Percival, that my sister is being kept under lock and key?
Yes, that is exactly what you ought to understand, and perhaps you should take care, Miss Halcombe, that the same treatment isn't meted out to you.
What?
Percival!
How dare you? How dare you threaten me? How dare you treat your wife in this fashion? There are laws in England, you know, to protect women from cruelty and outrage. If you hurt but a hair of Laura's head, if you try to interfere with my freedom, I will have recourse to those laws, I assure you.
You see, Fosco? You see? What have you got to say now?
I say what I said before. This is wrong. It is very wrong.
And I say this, Sir Percival. If such conduct continues, I will no longer be able to take advantage of your hospitality. I'll not remain in a house where ladies are treated in this despicable way.
Oh, will you not?
Well spoken, my angel. Sublimely spoken.
Thank you.
As a rule, Percival, my opinion directs and leads Madame Fosco's, but today, you see, the roles have been reversed. My angel, I'm at your service. If you wish us to leave this house, then leave we shall. So, Percival, what now? What do you say to that?
Have it your own way. Have it your own way, damn you, and see what comes of it.
Oh, before you go,
yes,
the key to Lady Glyde's room, if you will be so kind.
The Count, once he had received the key, handed it to me with great ceremony, and I hurried up to Laura's room. Laura, it's Marian!
Marian, dearest.
Oh, how glad I am to see you. You persuaded Sir Percival?
No, I'm afraid it is due to the Count that I am here, and to your aunt. Now, Laura, you must tell me everything. Did you meet with Aunt Catherick? What happened? Why did Sir Percival lock you in here?
I shall tell you, I promise, but first you must tell me, has Sir Percival relented? Am I still a prisoner?
He has given way. You are, as the Count declared, mistress once more in your own house. You know, Laura, I am becoming ever more wary of Count Fosco. His influence over Sir Percival seems to grow greater by the day.
Please, don't talk of the Count. I hate him, Marian. I detest him. He is the vilest creature on earth.
Laura.
He is a spy, an informer.
Shh. There's someone outside.
Yes, it is I.
Oh,
Miss Halcombe. You dropped your handkerchief when you were downstairs, and I thought I would bring it to you as I was on my way to my room.
Thank you. Thank you, Madame Fosco. Laura, she heard everything you said.
Yes, well, what I said is true. I do detest the Count, and he is a spy. He's been spying on you, Marian, and he was spying on me and Aunt Catherick yesterday. He overheard a part of what she said to me. He knew that I was to meet her today, and he advised Sir Percival as much.
Where is the note, Laura?
Sir Percival has it.
Sir Percival?
He was waiting for me. I just had time to read it, and then he suddenly appeared and took it from me.
Oh, Laura!
He demanded to know what Aunt Catherick said to me yesterday, every word, from first to last.
And? Did you tell him?
I was alone with him, Marian. He was gripping my arm so tightly. He was beside himself. He was like a madman.
You told him everything?
Yes. But he's certain I know more, and he swore he'd force the truth out of me. He thinks I've discovered his secret and told it to you. He's afraid that Fanny might learn of it also. That's why he's dismissed her, I suppose.
Laura, I think we are in great danger.
Yes. But what are we to do?
I must write to your uncle. Tell him something of what has happened. Of the way Sir Percival has treated you.
Oh, but the disgrace of it.
The disgrace will be Sir Percival's, not yours. And the threat of disgrace may help to bring him to his senses.
Or he may be driven to desperation and make things 100 times worse for us.
Well, perhaps. It is a risk we must take. I will ask your uncle if we might stay at Limmeridge House for a while. He is a selfish, indolent man, I know, but he might grant the request in order to achieve some peace and quiet hereafter.
But what if the letter is intercepted?
It won't be, I'll make sure of that. Mrs. Mitchelson said that Fanny was staying at the village inn tonight before starting for Cumberland tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, poor Fanny.
She is a girl who can be trusted, I know. I'll give her the letter, and she can deliver it herself. First, though, I have an unwelcome but pressing appointment. I must speak with the Count, though it will sicken me to do it, and apologise for what his dear wife overheard just now. I am afraid of him, Laura, and he must be appeased.
Let me assure you, Miss Halcombe, I keep no secrets from my husband.
None, Miss Halcombe.
When he noticed that I was distressed, it was my painful duty to tell him why.
I feared as much. Count Fosco, let me earnestly entreat you.
Miss Halcombe, there is no need. Lady Glyde spoke rashly and thoughtlessly. She did me an injustice which I lament, but I am unresentful. I forgive her. Let us all this instant dismiss the matter from our minds.
Thank you. You are very kind. Thank you so much.
My dearest Miss Halcombe, the pleasure is mine entirely. Give me your hand.
Count.
Yes, my angel?
Miss Halcombe, being an Englishwoman, may not be accustomed to such demonstrations of civility.
My angel, you are right. Miss Halcombe, my apologies. My sweetest wife, I will take your hand, if I may.
I was sickened by the feel of the Count's fat fingers and the touch of his poisonous lips. And if Madame Fosco's tigerish jealousy had not come to my rescue, I cannot say if I would have maintained my degrading self-control. I hurried back to my room and sat down at the table to compose the letter to my uncle. And as I did so, I had the feeling that my writing things were not as I had left them in the morning, but were, perhaps, a little too tidily arranged. In future, I decided I would take no risks. I would always lock my door. Well, I have been to the inn, and the letter is safe in Fanny's hands. Or rather in the bosom of her dress, and there it shall stay, she says, until she delivers it. Do you mean to join us at dinner?
No, not for the world.
Laura, has anything happened?
Sir Percival was at the door hardly 5 minutes ago, demanding to be told where Anne Catherick is. He's certain, I know.
Well, he hasn't found her yet, and one must be thankful for that, not just for her sake, but also for ours. While his efforts are directed towards finding Anne Catherick, he may not be quite so active in his persecution of us. I was exhausted by the heat of the day and by the trials and anxieties I had endured. I decided that before dinner I would go to my room and rest. Within minutes of lying down upon a sofa, I fell asleep, and in a dream a face appeared. A man's face.
Listen. Listen.
Walter Hartright.
The wide ocean separates us, but I shall return, I promise, and give what help is in my power. That night when I met the woman on the high road, the woman in white, that night I dedicated my life to a purpose as yet unseen. I shall return. I shall visit the tomb of white marble, and I shall read upon the cross a newly cut inscription. And as I kneel by the cross, the shadow of a veiled woman shall rise up from the grave beneath, and the three of us shall be together once more. Till then, have courage, and be resolute. I shall return.
I awoke trembling. I'd never dreamt such a vivid dream before. I prepared for dinner and went downstairs. Within a few hours, I would need all the courage and resolution I could muster.
The English, Miss Halcombe, they love to praise their oratorios, and the Germans, they praise their symphonies.
Fosco.
And together they pour scorn on us Italians, because, they say, we have failed to produce these higher forms of music.
Fosco.
My response is this. They forget Rossini. Rossini the immortal, Rossini the phenomenal.
Fosco, I must talk with you.
Well then, talk.
No, I meant in private.
Ah, then it must be later. I'll not abandon the ladies.
It is close, is it not?
It is indeed, Madame Fosco.
Ah, but we will gain relief, ladies, and very soon. The weather will break, I promise you. There'll be rain tonight.
I wonder, Miss Halcombe, was it you whom I saw a little earlier, taking a walk in the direction of the village?
The village? No, I think not.
Oh, perhaps it was Lady Glyde. I might have a walk myself. Before it rains, you know.
Madame Fosco.
Good evening to you, my dear. No, please, sit down. What an unfortunate business it is, you having to leave us, and so suddenly.
Yes, your ladyship, it is.
My reason for coming here, Fanny, my dear, is that I have 1 or 2 messages which Miss Halcombe forgot to give you.
Oh, but...
Yes, Fanny?
Miss Halcombe has already given me a message.
Has she?
For Mr. Fairlie. A very important message.
Well, these are additional messages, my dear. But before anything else, why don't you and I have a cup of tea?
The Count was right, I think. A change in the weather. My head still aches. I ought to go to bed. I've been trying to write my diary, but my thoughts have wandered and had never reached the page. Outside, darkness. No moon, no stars. The rain will come, but not yet. Tobacco smoke. Someone must be on the lawn. Oh, yes, I can see a red spark. Ah, and here comes another. This one slightly larger. The first was a cigarette, the second a cigar.
What's the matter? Why don't you come in and sit down?
I'm waiting for Miss Halcombe to go to bed. See, up there? The light's still on in her room.
But why must you wait?
Well, dear Percival, Miss Halcombe is a clever woman, and a distrustful one, and a bold one, too. She mustn't have the chance to overhear us.
For heaven's sake, we shall be in the library. We shall sit at the far end of it, if you like, away from the door. We shall not be overheard.
Nevertheless, I shall wait. You go in if you wish. I'll join you.
Very well.
Patience, Percival. You must have patience.
Well, what if I could overhear them? Sir Percival clearly thinks the matter for discussion is a pressing one, and the Count regards it as important enough to warrant taking precautions. It ought to help our cause, therefore, to discover what they have to say. How to do it, though? To go downstairs, to listen at the door, that would be a great risk and would probably be fruitless. Oh, but the veranda, perhaps. Yes. Its roof is just a few feet below me. If I could lower myself down and creep along, I'm sure I could get as far as the library window. Yes, I'll do it. For the sake of Laura's happiness and her honour. Perhaps even for the sake of her life itself and mine. Now, Count Fosco, I shall blow out the candle and you shall go back indoors. And then let the adventure begin. There now. Slowly, carefully. Keep close to the wall. Keep very close. A flapbook crashing to the ground won't greatly help your plan. Slowly, carefully. There's a light in that window. Madame Fosco's room. The blind is pulled down, thank heavens, and there's her shadow on it. Do I wait till she has gone to bed, or do I move on very quietly? very quietly. Move on.
Will you have a brandy?
Thank you, Percival, but no. Eau sucré, nothing more.
Sugar and water for a grown man? You can mix it yourself.
Very well.
So,
yes?
We must take action.
Yes, and we must take it soon. We are at a crisis, Percival. My crisis, perhaps, is a little less critical than yours, being a matter of some hundreds of pounds, in contrast to the thousands you are owing.
Those hundreds, Fosco, you owe to me.
Indeed, we both need money.
My wife's money.
Yes, but how to obtain it? Are we to use threats and brute force as the lower orders prefer? Or may we not find, as men of education and refinement, that quiet determination is the better way? Bear in mind, Percival, we are dealing not merely with your wife, but with her sister too, who is sharp-witted, strong-minded, an altogether unusual example of her sex. A fine, glorious creature. I drink her health in my sugar and water.
Do so. Damn the woman, I say. Damn the pair of them.
Ah, you see? You've allowed them to provoke you. And that is why you have failed. From now on, therefore, you should leave the whole business to me. Tell me, Percival, how much do you hope to get from your wife?
3,000 a year, once her uncle has died.
Is the uncle old?
No.
Is he ill?
No, he pretends to be.
And the 3,000 a year is all that you can expect?
That's right.
Unless she dies, of course.
Yes, of course.
At last. At last. It's starting to rain.
Unless she dies. Oh, God.
If she were to die, what then?
Well, assuming there were no children.
Is it likely that there will be?
No, Fosco. It is not likely at all.
Then you would get how much?
£20,000.
20,000? Good.
Madame Fosco has gone to her window. She's pulling the blind up. She's looking at the rain, I suppose. There she is. Oh, don't turn this way, Madame Fosco, please. Oh, she's dropped the blind. Thank heavens.
So, if you want money soon, if you want to make certain...
No, Fosco, no. We shall not even talk of it.
My dear friend, I'm simply stating the position. If you are to win the 20,000, and let us not be coy, if my beloved wife is to inherit too, then your wife, sadly, must die. It's very simple.
Simple it may be, but I'll not have it, Fosco.
I'm being practical, that's all. Business-like. You and I need money. Your wife has the money we need. You've tried to get at it, but she has refused to sign that document of yours. And so?
He means it. He does. If it's left to him, he'll have Laura killed.
Then, of course, there is a second difficulty. And this second difficulty seems to have got itself mixed up with our little financial embarrassments. But it is your difficulty, Percival, and yours alone. And it has altered you for the worse. The name of the difficulty, I understand, is Anne Catherick. I could draw your secret out of you if I wanted. I could, believe me. But if you wish me to respect your privacy, then I will. I have consummate self-control, Percival. I'll not pry into this difficulty of yours. But I am nonetheless willing to help you out of it. Would you like me to help?
Oh, yes, Fosco. Yes, I would. It's more serious than the money, you know. Anne Catherick must be found. And if she isn't, there's no hope for me.
Why? Because she knows your secret too?
Yes.
And because she knows it, you had her put in an asylum?
Yes.
She isn't mad, I take it?
She's mad enough to be locked away. Just.
And sane enough to ruin you when she's at large?
Precisely.
Who else knows the secret?
Anne Catherick's mother. She told it to Anne.
What about Lady Glyde?
Well, in the note that I found, Anne Catherick wrote that she and my wife would talk about the secret again. So it's clear that my wife has knowledge of it. But also, there's a man named Hartright, a drawing master. He knows something too, perhaps. He and my wife...
Yes?
They were in love.
Ah, indeed. Where is this Hartright now?
He's out of the country.
And what about Anne Catherick's mother? Is she to be trusted?
She is.
She told your secret once?
Yes, but she won't repeat her mistake.
She has some interest in the matter, does she?
She does.
If I'm to search for Anne Catherick, I must know how to recognize her. I saw her from a distance only when she was at the boathouse.
Oh, it's very easy to describe her. She bears a remarkable resemblance to Lady Glyde.
Really?
Imagine my wife after a severe illness, and you have Anne Catherick.
Good heavens. And they're not related?
Not at all.
Well. Well.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, a rather fanciful little thought has just struck me. You'll like it, I think.
Tell me.
Oh, no. We've talked enough tonight. Time for sleep, Percival, the sleep of the just. And when daylight comes, let us see what the magnanimous Fosco will do for his dear, dear friend.
They said no more. They said all that I needed to know. More than I needed. I dragged myself back across the veranda roof, entered my room, and sank down upon the floor. I was drenched. I was frozen to the bones. And my heart was chilled by all that I had heard. After a while, I can't say how long it was, I roused myself and changed into dry clothes. And now a throbbing heat has replaced the cold. Was it 4 that struck? Or 5? I should lie down and rest, but if I do, I may lack the strength to get up again. Burning. Skin's parched. And I'm so very frightened. Please, God, help me.
Tell me, Mrs. Mitchelson, how is the patient?
Still in a fever, sir.
Did you give her the mixture I made up?
I tried, sir, but she refused. Sir Percival has sent for the doctor, of course.
Well, let us hope that he's a man of competence.
Mr. Dawson? Oh, yes, certainly he is.
Well, you may think so, Mrs. Mitchelson, but forgive me. You're not fit to judge. Oh. Lady Clyde, I suppose, is greatly distressed.
She is, sir, she is. She was out in the rain, sir. Miss Halcombe, I mean.
Last night?
Last night, sir. That's what has started her illness, I'm certain. The maid found a pile of clothes in Miss Halcombe's room. Soaked through they were.
That's strange. That's very strange. From the bottom of my heart, oh, magnificent Marian, I breathe my wishes for your recovery. Here is her table. And here is her diary. Let me read what she has written since last I looked.
Mr. Fairlie?
I am he. You, I am given to understand, are called Fanny, and you are Lady Glyde's maid.
I was, sir, till yesterday.
Something is creaking.
Creaking, Mr. Fairlie?
Yes. Very loudly. Please make it stop. Well?
I have a letter for you, sir.
From whom? Lady Glyde?
No, sir, from Miss Halcombe.
Put it on the table. Don't knock anything over. It seems to be a very crumpled letter.
Yes, sir. I noticed that, sir, when I came to after fainting.
Fainting?
Yes, sir. At the inn.
The inn? Which inn?
At Blackwater. Madame Fosco was...
What? Madame Fosco was at this inn, was she?
Yes, sir. She came there, she said, because there were some other messages I had to take, as well as Miss Halcombe's letter. But I never received them, because Madame Fosco told me I must have tea with her.
That was uncharacteristically kind of my sister.
And then, you see, sir, I fainted.
Pray, why did you do that?
I don't know, sir. I've never fainted before in my life. And then when I came to, Madame Fosco left. I think it may be the stays, sir.
The stays?
Yes, sir.
They caused the fainting.
No, sir. They're making the creaking noise.
I have read Marian Halcombe's diary. I have written in it, too. Just a few words of sincere homage and admiration. But now, I return the diary to the writer's table. Events are hurrying me away. Serious issues await me. Vast perspectives of success unroll themselves before my eyes. I, Fosco, must embark upon an extraordinary enterprise.
Well?
Percival.
Have you found Anne Catherick?
What a pleasant day it is.
Tell me.
I'll tell you, Percival. But this, I think, is not the time. Good morning, Mrs. Michelson.
Good morning.
How is the sufferer?
Miss Halcombe is a little better, I'm glad to say.
I'll be in the library, Fosco. Don't be long.
The fever came and went, sir, during the night, and now it seems she is improving. Mr. Dawson is with her at the moment.
Yes, Mr. Dawson.
And so is Lady Glyde, of course. She won't leave her sister for a minute. Oh, she does cry so, and is so very anxious and fearful.
Well, Mrs. Michelson, there is help at hand. For Lady Glyde, for my wife, who has done her share of the nursing duties, and indeed for you. I've sent for a woman of excellent conduct and capacity, who is known to my wife as a person to be trusted. Don't tell Mr. Dawson. He will, I'm sure, look with a prejudiced eye on anything that I provide. Here is the good doctor himself. What news, Mr. Dawson? Can it be true there is improvement?
It is true, though the illness is still a cause for great concern.
I suppose, because you think Miss Halcombe is making progress, that you will persist in the saline treatment that you are giving her.
Certainly I will, since it's justified by my professional experience and by its effect upon the patient.
Might I offer some advice?
Why should you? Are you a doctor?
I have studied medicine.
Perhaps you have, but it's not my habit to consult with amateurs.
Well, let me make an inquiry then. I wonder, as you are a little way removed from the centres of scientific research, whether you've heard of the use of ammonia and quinine in the treatment of debilitation. Also of the palpable benefits of mesmerism. And if you...
Sir, please, no more. If you were a trained and practised physician, sir, I would gladly discuss such matters with you. But you are not. Therefore, goodbye. Mrs. Mitchelson?
Yes, Mr. Dawson?
I shall return this evening. In the meantime, there are to be no alterations to my course of treatment. Is that clear?
I obeyed Mr. Dawson, of course. Being merely the housekeeper, I was obliged to do so. But I must confess, the Count spoke with such conviction concerning the appropriate treatment for Miss Halcombe that I began to have more trust in him than in Mr. Dawson. And it was clear to me that the patient was slow in making progress.
Well, Mrs. Mitchelson?
She had an indifferent night, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it.
Before you go up to see her, Mr. Dawson,
Yes?
I should warn you, there is a nurse with her.
A nurse? Who arranged this? The fat foreigner, I suppose.
Mr. Dawson, really? The man to whom I suppose you are referring is a nobleman, a member of the highest aristocracy.
Yes, and he wouldn't be the first quack with a handle to his name. He's a charlatan. He's an infernal meddler, too. He should have spoken with me first. He should have sought my permission. Where is he?
Oh, Count Fosco's not in the house. He's gone away.
Oh, for good?
No. Just for a few days, I think. On business. The nurse is perfectly competent, Mr. Dawson. Truly, she is.
Mr. Dawson, please, come in.
Thank you, Lady Glyde. Good morning to you. I see Miss Halcombe is asleep.
Yes, though it is fitful sleep at best. Oh, I'm so worried about her.
Of course you are. But your sister will make a full recovery. She will, provided that my instructions, and mine only, are carried out. What is the name of the nurse?
Mrs. Rubel.
Good morning, Mrs. Rubel.
Good morning. Pleased to meet you.
I
I wish she weren't here. I don't think I want to trust her.
Well, Lady Glyde, I won't seek her dismissal yet, but I assure you, if I have reason to complain of her, she'll go at once. Tell me, Mrs. Rubel, have you been seated over there since you arrived?
Yes.
Can you perform your duties well, do you suppose, while you are sat at the window?
Miss Halcombe has been asleep all this while. She does not yet know me. If I were to sit at her side, I might alarm her when she wakes.
Yeah, true enough. You might.
Mr. Dawson, forgive me, I'm reluctant to say this to you. Not least because it was suggested to me by Count Fosco.
Oh, him again.
But if Marian should get worse, or if after many more days there should be no change for the better...
Yes, Lady Glyde?
Would you permit me to send for advice from London?
Of course. Indeed, I hope that before you think it necessary, I will have taken such a step myself. It will be a sensible precaution. And it will also, I trust, give me the pleasure of exposing Count Fosco as either a fool or a fraud.
5 days of undisturbed tranquillity, that is all. 5 days in which to attempt to recover from the uncivilized intrusion of the young person who is Laura's maid, or was. And then, on the 6th day, I'm to be visited again by the husband of my tiresome sister. Oh.
Mr. Fairlie?
Count Fosco.
What a delightful house this is. And what a veritable treasure trove is contained within this room. Shall I be seated?
Please, but quietly, if you can.
I see that you're in some distress.
I'm always in some distress. I'm nothing but a bundle of nerves. Less than a week ago, I must tell you, I was put upon by a young person in service who had a bizarre tale to tell, and a crumpled letter from Marian, Miss Halcombe.
Ah, indeed. Miss Halcombe.
It seems that Laura, Lady Glyde, has had a falling out with Sir Percival, and Marian, therefore, was demanding that I open Limmeridge House as a refuge for her.
Yes, I am aware of this.
I have to say I was not pleased by the letter. I think it is very unfortunate and very unfair that, having shown myself to be too considerate and self-denying to add a family of my own to an already overcrowded population, I should be made to suffer for other people's marital mishaps.
Mr. Fairlie...
If I do have Laura back, is Sir Percival not likely to follow her here? And is he not likely to demonstrate a violent resentment toward me for harbouring his wife?
No, not at all. Mr. Fairlie...
I have written to Marian. I have asked her to come here alone and talk the matter over with me. If nothing else, the strategy will grant me some breathing space.
Miss Halcombe has not replied to your letter.
I'm glad to say she has not.
The reason she has not replied is that events at Blackwater Park have taken a melancholy turn.
Oh, have they? Must I hear about them now? Won't they keep?
Sadly, no.
Is anybody dead?
Dead? No, heavens, no.
Oh, so glad. Forgive me, but I always like to anticipate the worst. It breaks the blow by meeting it halfway. Is anybody ill?
Yes. Miss Halcombe.
Is it serious?
Yes. A fever.
A fever? Is it infectious?
Not at present.
Not at present?
Mr. Fairlie, I am here, as it were, as Miss Halcombe's proxy. Since she is not well enough to plead her sister's case, I must plead it for her.
Oh, must you?
She is right. Lady Glyde cannot remain under her husband's roof. You must receive her here, and very soon. You need not be anxious about Sir Percival. I know him. I am his oldest friend. He'll not pursue her here. You have my word on it. So, write to Lady Glyde, if you will. Do your affectionate and honourable duty, and invite her to Limmeridge House. Do it now.
Now?
Yes, so that I can take the letter back with me.
She won't come, you know. Not while her sister is ill.
She will come. She must. Not only do relations with Sir Percival deteriorate day by day, but Lady Glyde's health and spirits suffer too, because of the marriage, because of her anxiety over Miss Halcombe. As for travelling arrangements, there is no difficulty there. I have recently taken a house in London, in St. John's Wood. Lady Glyde can be met at Waterloo Station, and she can stay with myself and your dear sister, and can continue the journey the following day. Nothing could be simpler or more convenient. Now, the letter. You have writing materials here, I see. Do mention the overnight stay in London. It will help to convince her.
Sir, I must protest. You ought not to have come into the room.
But I had no choice, Mr. Dawson. The housekeeper has informed me that Miss Halcombe's condition has greatly deteriorated. So I'm here in the interests of sacred humanity. Excuse me. When did the change occur?
Late last night.
You should have called a physician from London.
I have already done so, and when he arrives I will consult with him, sir, but with no one else.
Ah, she begins to wake.
You!
Yes, my dear Miss Halcombe, it is I. You need have no fear.
Go away, please! Go away!
Leave her this instant, sir. Can't you see she's terrified of you?
Well, Mr. Dawson, it is not to be wondered at. Irrational fears, hallucinations, these are to be expected in one who has contracted typhus fever.
Typhus? No, it's not typhus. You're quite mistaken.
I assure you, Mr. Dawson, there is no possibility of error. It is typhus fever. And your treatment, sir, is responsible for bringing it on.
The Count was proved to be correct, as I thought he would. The physician came from London and confirmed the Count's diagnosis, but he gave us some small cause for hope. We waited. I prayed, as did Lady Glyde, who was very brave. And after 5 days, merciful Providence saw to it that Miss Halcombe's condition improved. The London physician visited again and declared that the patient was out of danger.
Ah, Mrs. Mitchelson, come in.
I've just heard, sir, that Mr. Dawson will not be returning here.
That is correct. He's had something of a falling out with Count Fosco, and his pride, I suppose, has taken a bit of a knock, too.
Yes, but, Sir Percival, I do worry that there is no local doctor to attend on Miss Halcombe.
No, it's not necessary. The man from London said so.
She might suffer a relapse, though, and there is Lady Glyde to consider, too.
Ah, Lady Glyde.
Her sister's illness has greatly affected her. I almost feel that there should be as much concern for her as for Miss Halcombe.
Well, Mrs. Rubell is still here, and she's proved herself to be more than capable. No, your fears, I think, are quite unfounded, and I would ask you, therefore, to give your full attention to a rather more pressing matter. Mrs. Mitchelson, I find that Blackwater Park is something of a drain upon resources at present, and that serious economies have to be made. I want you, in consequence, to dismiss the domestic staff.
Dismiss them, sir? All of them?
With the exception of Mrs. Rubell, of course, and your good self. But the rest of the staff must go. I want this house cleared of the whole lazy, useless pack.
When must they go, sir?
By this time tomorrow.
Tomorrow? But, sir...
Mrs. Mitchelson, there's no need for them, and therefore they must go. Is that understood?
The staff were dismissed, and the house became a strange, quiet, lonely place. It was surely not unnatural that my spirit should sink, or indeed that I should be uneasy about the way events were unfolding. I became still more so when Sir Percival declared that Lady Glyde and her sister, once they were well enough to make the journey, might benefit from a few days in the genial climate offered by Torquay. He instructed me to go there straight away and reconnoitre for a suitable place of residence. But I had a suspicion that I was being sent, quite deliberately, on an unnecessary errand.
Come in, Mrs. Mitchelson.
Thank you. Oh, your ladyship has gained in health, I think, while I was away.
I think I have.
And what of Miss Halcombe?
Yesterday she was no worse, but I've had no news of her at all today.
Perhaps you and I should go to her room.
Yes, please. We'll do that. The Count and Madame Fosco left yesterday, you know.
Did they? I had no idea it would be so soon.
Ladies.
Sir Percival.
May I ask where you're going?
To Marian's room.
Well then, let me spare you a disappointment. She's not there.
Not there?
She left yesterday morning, with your aunt and Fosco, and Mrs. Rubell, too. She's going to Limeridge House, you see, and thought that since the Count and his wife were travelling to London, she'd go with them.
It's impossible. She wasn't fit to travel. If Mr. Dawson had been here...
But Mr. Dawson was not here. Mr. Dawson has decided to have nothing more to do with this.
Why should Marian want to go to Limeridge?
Because your uncle won't receive you until he has seen your sister first. He stated as much in the letter he wrote to her at the start of her illness. It was shown to you. Do you not remember?
Yes, I remember. She has never left me before. Not without telling me.
But she knew that if she did tell you, then you would try to stop her. You're very anxious. Absurdly so.
I'm anxious for my sister.
Well, there's no need to be. She's left for Limmeridge to speak to your uncle. What's strange about that?
You must forgive me, but I am not satisfied. I wish to take the first train that I can and follow her.
Your ladyship.
If my sister was deemed fit to travel, then I am too. I intend to leave here.
Very well. I'll not oppose you, but you must go tomorrow. Not today. I'll write to Fosco by this evening's post.
Why?
To tell him to expect you. He'll meet you at the station and you can stay overnight in St. John's Wood.
No, please. That's not necessary.
Of course it is. You mustn't attempt the whole journey in one day. You must rest in London, and I won't permit you to be on your own in some hotel, and nor would your uncle.
My uncle?
I have a letter from him, which you will read when you come downstairs. Fosco offered to have you stay for the night, whenever you should make the journey, and your uncle strongly endorses the idea. The arrangement is eminently sensible and appropriate. Do you not think so, Mrs. Mitchelson?
I confess I can see no objection to it.
Nevertheless, don't write to the Count. Please.
Oh, but I shall write to him, and there will be no more argument, unless you prefer not to go at all.
The train doesn't leave for half an hour. You have plenty of time.
Yes.
Please assure me, my lady, that you are going of your own free will.
Well, yes, I am. No one compels me, but go I must. I am so fearful for my sister.
Ah, here is Sir Percival.
You needn't have troubled to wait. Get in, please.
So this is our parting. It may well be that I will see you no more. Will you try to forgive me as sincerely as I forgive you?
Driver. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sir Percival. Goodbye.
Lady Glyde.
Oh, Count Fosco.
How good to see you. Sir Percival's letter reached me just in time. You had a pleasant journey, I trust?
Thank you, yes. Tell me, please, where is my sister? Has she already left for Limmeridge?
She has not. She is at my house.
And we are going there now.
We are indeed.
Where is she? Tell me.
I will take you to her soon.
Who are those men outside?
They are friends of mine. Medical men. The truth is, Lady Glyde, your sister's health has become much worse.
Oh, no.
The truth is, I fear for her life.
Oh, do not say so.
Lady Glyde.
Help me. Help me.
The afternoon following Lady Glyde's departure, I sat in the garden and tried to compose my mind. I sat and I gazed out across to the old, disused wing of the building, and as I gazed, I realised of a sudden that there was someone seated by one of the windows. A woman. The blood curdled in my veins. The woman, I was almost sure, was Mrs. Rubell. Mrs. Rubell? Mrs. Rubell?
Yes? What is the matter?
So it is you. What are you doing? I was told you'd gone to London along with Miss Halcombe and...
Well, you were told incorrectly. I have never left the house.
I don't understand. Sir Percival said quite plainly that... What of Miss Halcombe, then?
Oh, Miss Halcombe is making good progress.
Where is she?
She is here.
Here?
In this room. She is asleep at the moment. Come in and see her.
After many adventures, I returned to England in October 1850. During my time away, I had thought constantly of Laura Fairlie, she who married and took another's name, she whom I loved and would always love, though there was no hope for me. The day after my ship reached port, I visited the office of Mr. Gilmore, solicitor to the Fairlie family, in order to ask if he had any news of her.
Mr. Hartright, dear Mr. Hartright, you must prepare yourself for a shock.
Why? What has happened?
Laura, Lady Glyde, she is dead.
Dead?
She died a few months ago. I am so sorry.
How did she die? Was there some accident?
No. She became ill. A heart condition.
A heart condition?
When she was in London.
Why was she in London?
She was staying at the house of a friend of Sir Percival's, a man named Fosco, a count. Soon after arrival there, apparently, she experienced a fit of convulsions. She seemed to recover, but then, all of a sudden... I ought to advise you that Miss Halcombe came to this office shortly after her sister's death. She was emphatic that her sister had never suffered before from any problem affecting her heart. To tell the truth, she was suspicious about the entire circumstances in which Laura died.
Was she indeed?
On her instructions, I made some inquiries, though it was a delicate business, as you can appreciate. I communicated with Count Fosco and found him to be most helpful and cooperative. I communicated with the Count's wife, Laura's aunt, you know, with the medical man who attended Laura, with the servants in Count Fosco's house.
And?
I discovered nothing. There was not the smallest fragment of detail that could lead me to share Miss Halcombe's anxiety. I can only assume that the loss of her sister had affected her judgment.
Where is Miss Halcombe now? Is she at the husband's house?
I have no idea where she is, but Blackwater Park, I understand, is empty, closed. Sir Percival Glyde has gone abroad, I think.
Where have they buried Laura?
At Limmeridge. She is laid to rest in her mother's grave.
To Cumberland. The same journey I made a year ago and more, when at the instigation of my friend, Professor Pesca, I went to Limmeridge House to teach drawing to 2 young ladies. With one of those ladies I fell deeply in love. But now, she is dead. I have gone along the well-remembered road, looked across at the high white walls of Limmeridge House, and the drive, the garden, and the summer house where Laura and I first met. And finally, I have made my way down to the lonely churchyard. The air is calm and still. I walk across the sacred ground. I approach the grave with its marble cross which bears the name of Laura's mother. The cross which the woman in white, all those months ago, clung to in her distress.
If only I would die, Mrs. Fairlie, and be at rest with you. Oh, Mrs. Fairlie, you know how I love your daughter. If I could save her, I would. Tell me how to save her. Tell me, please.
Now on that cross is a newly cut inscription. Hard, clear, cruel letters which tell the stark story. Sacred to the memory of Laura, Lady Glyde, wife of... I turn my eyes away, refusing to read the name of that man who took her from me, who was not worthy of her. I kneel down, rest my hands, my head upon the broad white stone, close my weary eyes, recall our last tearful words to each other, when she promised that she would remember me. And I took her hand and kissed it. Oh, Laura, Laura, come back to me. Let my heart speak to yours. Laura, my love.
Footsteps. 2 women in the cold clearness of the slanting light. 2 veiled women who are walking in my direction. They see me. They stop. One of them lifts her veil. Marian. Marian Halcombe. It is her face, though it has changed, as if many years have passed over it. Her eyes are large and wild, terrified. The other woman, still veiled, comes nearer. The shuddering of an unutterable dread creeps over me from head to foot.
Walter Hartright. Walter Hartright.
She has possession of me, body and soul.
Oh, Lord God, strengthen him. Help him in his hour of need.
She approaches. As she moves, her shadow falls upon the grave and then rises up. The tombstone stands between us. The cross, sacred to the memory of Laura, Lady Glyde. She lifts the veil.
It is I.
Laura! Laura!
That was episode 3 of The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, dramatised for radio by Martyn Wade. Marian was played by Juliet Aubrey, Laura by Emily Bruni, Count Fosco by Philip Voss, Sir Percival by Jeremy Clyde, Walter by Toby Stevens, and Mr. Fairlie by Edward Petherbridge. Madame Fosco was Geraldine Fitzgerald, Anne Catherick, Alice Hart, Mr. Gilmore, Sean Baker, Mrs. Mitchelson, Caroline Pickles, Mr. Dawson, Jonathan Keeble, and Mrs. Rubel, Richenda Carey. The music was specially composed by Elizabeth Parker. The director was Cherry Cookson.
To others, Laura was dead. To others, it was Laura who had been buried beneath the marble cross in Limmeridge churchyard. She was dead to her uncle, dead to those who knew her, save her sister Marian and me. She was dead in the eye of the law, and as a result her fortune had been given to her husband and to her aunt. She was dead. How therefore could she ever be Laura again?
The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, dramatised for radio by Martyn Wade, with Juliet Aubrey as Marian Halcombe, Emily Bruni as Laura Fairlie, Toby Stevens as Walter Hartright, Philip Voss as Count Fosco, Jeremy Clyde as Sir Percival, and Edward Petherbridge as Mr. Fairlie. Episode 4.
We took the London train from Limmeridge. Laura sat by my side. Her poor, innocent head laid trustingly on my shoulder.
She is asleep, I think.
Yes. The day's excitement has worn her out. Tell me, Marian, how much does she remember of what has happened to her?
Very little as yet. She knows that she left Blackwater Park and went by train to London and was met at the station by Count Fosco. And she was taken to a house and became very frightened. After that, she remembers nothing until the moment when she woke up in a small, brown-tiled room.
She had been drugged, one assumes, and taken to the asylum.
Yes. And the dress that she was wearing was not her own. It was a white dress.
It was Anne Catherick's.
It was. Laura had become the woman in white. And the woman in white, she had died, and under Laura's name was laid to rest at Limmeridge, reunited with her beloved Mrs. Fairlie.
Extraordinary. Almost beyond belief.
The process of exchanging the 2 identities released Laura's money without the need to kill her, and at the same time preserved Sir Percival's secret. It was a brilliant plot, devised, no doubt, by Count Fosco.
If I am to search for Anne Catherick, I must know how to recognize the woman.
Oh, it's very easy to describe her. She bears a remarkable resemblance to Lady Glyde.
Well. But Marian, you yourself must have believed that Laura was dead. How was it you found her?
It was Anne Catherick I was looking for, of course, not Laura. I was hoping to discover Sir Percival's secret from her. Count Fosco had already written to my uncle stating that Anne Catherick had been found and had been put into the same asylum from which she had previously escaped, and warning that she might use her resemblance to Laura to claim Laura's identity. So I found the asylum and secured a meeting with the patient in the asylum grounds. She was pointed out to me by a nurse. She was walking in my direction. I saw her face. So like Laura's, I thought. So very much like hers. She caught sight of me. She stopped, amazed.
Marian!
She rushed towards me.
Marian! Laura, it's you, alive! Dearest sister! Oh, dearest sister!
The three of us took humble lodgings above a news vendor's shop in East London. I earned some money from illustrations for various cheap periodicals, but we were very poor, for I had no savings, and all that Marian possessed had been handed to the nurse who was in charge of Laura to secure her release from the asylum. Worse than the poverty, though, was the condition into which my dearest Laura had sunk. Her mind, her spirit, they had been dealt a crushing blow. I'd like to show you a drawing, Laura. Do you remember that place at all?
Yes, I remember it. The summer house, the garden at Limmeridge.
That's right. And who did the drawing? And then gave it to me as a present, a perfect present.
It was me.
It was. And I must tell you, your drawing has never been separated from me since. Now look, I have a little present for you.
A sketchbook?
It is very like the one you had when I first met you.
Do you wish me to draw in it?
Yes, if you wish.
I'm not sure I can. What skill I had to make that drawing of the summer house, I think I have forgotten.
It will return, dearest Laura. It will all return. Your lost life, your lost happiness. One day again you will be Laura, just as I remember you. Her mind was clouded. Her beauty was faded. On account of her suffering, indeed, her looks bore a greater resemblance to Anne Catherick than to the Laura of old. I was determined, however, to restore her to health, and to restore her also to her true identity, redress the wrong that had been done to her. To this end, I decided first that I would pay another call on Mr. Gilmore, the Fairlie family's solicitor.
Sadly, Mr. Hartright, you haven't a glimmer of a case.
You put it very strongly.
I would dearly wish to believe what you've told me. Despite myself, I almost think I do. But as a solicitor, I must advise you that the evidence of Laura's death is all too plain. There is the statement which the Count gave to Mr. Fairlie. There is the testimony of a doctor who attended the dying woman, and the death certificate that he provided.
Well, yes.
There is the fact that when Laura was taken to the asylum, let us call her Laura for argument's sake, she was received as Anne Catherick without question. There is the fact that in order to obtain her release, Miss Halcombe decided not to take the proper, formal steps, but bribed a nurse. And you and Miss Halcombe have now hidden the fugitive in London.
What else could we have done? We are in fear for our safety.
Mr. Hartright, please. I am simply stating the position from a legal point of view. When Miss Halcombe presented Laura at Limmeridge House, her own uncle failed to recognize her, the servants likewise.
She is much changed. Her imprisonment in the asylum...
Of course, I understand, but I'm afraid that as things are, you and Miss Halcombe are to be regarded as either foolish dupes or scheming accomplices. To be truthful, Mr. Hartright, you haven't much hope. Your only chance, perhaps...
Yes?
Your only chance would be if there was some discrepancy in the dating of events. If the death certificate, I mean, showed a date that was earlier than Laura's journey from Blackwater Park to London.
Yes, I'd already thought of that. But unfortunately, the date of the journey isn't certain. Laura can't remember it, nor, says Marian, can the housekeeper at Blackwater Park.
Count Fosco and Sir Percival Glyde will know it, perhaps. But if you are right, you can't expect any help from that quarter.
They may be forced to help, and indeed to answer for their crime.
Oh, yes? Forced by whom?
By me.
You are very determined, Mr. Hartright.
One last thing. Do you happen to know if Sir Percival Glyde is still abroad?
I do. He is not. I was speaking to his solicitor only yesterday. Sir Percival has been in Paris, but is now returned.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Gilmore, I am much obliged to you.
Mr. Hartright, I wish I could do more. Oh, this letter came by post a day or two ago, for Miss Halcombe. Perhaps you could deliver it for me.
Walter! You were so late.
Yes, I'm sorry. I came a long way home. I was being followed.
Oh, no.
I fear so. But I hope, that I lost him at last. He was one of Sir Percival Glyde's men, I'm certain of it. Gilmore informed me that Sir Percival is back in England.
Walter.
He has heard, no doubt, of Laura's escape from the asylum and is very anxious to find us.
We are in danger, then.
We are. Grave danger.
So tell me, what advice did Mr. Gilmore offer us?
Precious little. Our only hope, he says, lies in proving that Laura was still alive after the date shown on the death certificate. Oh, a letter for you. Do you recognize the hand?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's Count Fosco's. Dear and admirable woman, I urge you, dwell in the valley of tranquility, and let the storms of life pass over you. If you have rash friends, encourage them not to threaten the interests of Count Fosco, lest he become a man of action. Let no one cross my path, Miss Halcombe. I will show no mercy.
He's trying hard to frighten us, a sign, perhaps, that he is a little frightened himself. So, we should frighten him still more if we can. And Sir Percival, too. The proof that Laura didn't die. The proof that we must show the world. I'll get it from them somehow.
You begin with the Count. For my sake, Walter, pursue him first.
But for Laura's sake, I must begin where there is the best chance of success.
Yes, of course.
The Count has no palpable weakness. Sir Percival, however, does.
His secret, yes!
When Sir Percival agreed to the plot against Laura, it wasn't merely money that drove him. He still thinks, that Laura knows enough to ruin him, that she was told it by Catherick. Marian, my old superstition still clings to me. Though the poor creature is dead in her grave, the woman in white shows the way to the appointed end. My mind went back to that first meeting with Catherick.
I have a friend in London. She lives in Guildford Street. Promise you won't stop me from seeing her.
Guildford Street, where Mrs. Clements, her faithful protectress, was living. I resolved to begin my search for the secret there.
I blame myself for her disappearance.
You mustn't do that, Mrs. Clements.
Oh, but I do. We were in Hampshire. We were staying near Blackwater Park, and I met a foreign gentleman. A count he was. By this time, Anne was quite ill.
She had a heart condition, I think.
That's right. It seemed to come on after she heard that the day of the wedding was fixed. Between Sir Percival Glyde, you know, and...
Yes, I know.
And when I told the Count about Anne's illness, he gave her a medicine, which made her feel stronger. He was most kind. And Anne had something very important to tell Lady Glyde. But the Count said that the lady had gone up to London, and that we should do the same, and meet her there. So we went up, and Anne stayed with me for a few days. And then the wife of the foreign gentleman called for Anne to take her to Lady Glyde, and they went away in a cab. I haven't seen her since.
Mrs. Clements, I cannot help you find her. Indeed, you should not hope that she will ever be traced.
Oh no.
But you can help me, Mrs. Clements, by giving me the information that I seek. About Anne and her family. You have known her, I believe, since her childhood.
Oh, I nursed her from a baby, sir. The first time she said mother, she said it to me.
Well, perhaps you can tell me about her actual mother, Mrs. Catherick. Were you a neighbour of hers?
Oh, yes, sir. At Welmingham.
Which is some 25 miles from Blackwater Park, I believe.
Oh, that is right, sir. It was her husband who brought her to the town when he became parish clerk. Before that, she'd been in service at Varneck Hall near Southampton, which was owned by a friend of Mr. Philip Fairlie.
The same Fairlie who was Lady Glyde's father?
Yes, but that's by the way. Mrs. Catherick, she held herself uncommonly high, she did. Thought she was far too good for her husband. Well, I don't like to speak ill of anyone, sir, but she is a heartless woman, with a terrible will of her own. And she's not a stranger to scandal either.
Scandal?
Yes, sir. There was another man, a gentleman so-called.
His name?
Sir Percival Glyde.
Did the husband ever find out about his wife's relationship with Sir Percival?
Oh, yes. Well, he'd suspected already because he'd discovered various gifts she'd had from Sir Percival. But then he came upon the two of them near the vestry of the church, and they were whispering together. The men came to blows, and Sir Percival was the stronger and beat the husband in the cruellest manner. And that same night, the husband left the town and was never seen in Welmingham again.
And Sir Percival?
Oh, the place was too hot to hold him. He left soon after.
But Mrs. Catherick, despite the scandal, she stayed on.
She did. The brazen hussy. She told everyone she was the victim of a dreadful mistake, that she wasn't a guilty woman, and that she wouldn't be driven out.
You haven't yet explained how it was that Anne was trusted to your care.
Very simple, sir. Mrs. Catherick seemed to hate the helpless little creature from the day it was born, and there seemed to be nobody else to look after her. But when Anne was 10 or 11, Mrs. Catherick took her away from me. Took her to Limmeridge.
Ah, yes, because Mrs. Catherick's sister was there and was dying. Mrs. Catherick went to nurse her.
Well, she thought her sister had some money. That was her only reason. And after that, Mrs. Catherick wouldn't let Anne stay with me. She liked to distress us by keeping us apart. I moved to London, and I wrote to Anne from time to time, told her that if ever she was in trouble, she should come and see me.
Which she did, after she escaped from the asylum.
Yes. Oh, poor Anne.
My initial inference, of course, was that Sir Percival's secret must be connected with Mrs. Catherick's disgrace.
But from what you say, the disgrace wasn't a secret at all. Not in Welmingham, at least.
Exactly, Marian. And it seems Sir Percival made no attempt to take Mrs. Catherick away from the town. It's as if he were happy for her to stay there.
Yes. So perhaps Mrs. Catherick was speaking the truth when she said there had been a dreadful mistake. Perhaps Sir Percival even encouraged the notion of Mrs. Catherick's disgrace to divert from himself some other suspicion.
So when he and Mrs. Catherick had their encounters, they weren't pursuing a liaison at all. Not an amorous one, at least. They were meeting for another purpose.
What purpose, though?
Well, I must pay a call on Mrs. Catherick, must I not? And do my best to find out. Morning came. I packed a bag for the journey to Welmingham and sat down to speak to my poor, dearest Laura.
You are going away? For how long?
Not long, I think. And when I return, I can give you more lessons in your drawing.
You are not tired of me, I hope. You are not going away because you are tired of me.
No, Laura.
I'll try to get better, I promise. I'll try not to be so pale and weak and useless. I'm such a burden at present.
Laura.
You will start liking Marian more than me.
My dearest.
You will, because I'm so helpless.
Laura, listen to me. One day you will be well again. I know you will. But whether you are well or not, I love you. I love you as much as I have ever done, and I will love you forevermore. Remember that. Please, my dearest. I arrived at Welmingham early in the afternoon. I walked through its prim, torpid streets and found Mrs. Catherick's house in an arid square set around a bare plot of grass. Mrs. Clements had given me a discouraging impression of Mrs. Catherick, so it was with little optimism that I knocked upon the door of number 13 and was shown into a little room with big patterned wallpaper and cheap furniture.
You have come, my maid tells me, to speak about my daughter.
Yes. I am afraid that she is dead.
Ah, is she? Well, then I suppose I shall have to go into mourning. As you see, there is not much alteration required in my attire.
I should also inform you, Mrs. Catherick, that your daughter's death has been used as an opportunity for inflicting grave harm upon a person who is dear to me. There are 2 men involved in this wrongdoing. The name of one of them is Sir Percival Glyde.
Indeed?
Mrs. Catherick, I am determined to bring Sir Percival to account, and in order to do so I must obtain some information about events which occurred before your daughter was born, when your husband was the clerk of the parish.
Oh, I understand. You have a grudge against Sir Percival, and I must help you take your revenge on him, because you think I am a fallen woman who will do anything you ask for fear you may injure me in the town's estimation.
You say that I have a grudge against Sir Percival. But you have a grudge too.
Do I?
I'm certain of it. Mrs. Catherick, you can help me ruin him. You can help me crush him.
I've no wish to help you.
Do you not trust me?
No.
Are you afraid?
Of you?
No, of Sir Percival. He's a man of some power and influence.
Oh, yes.
He possesses a fine estate, is descended from a great family.
A great family, indeed. Especially on his mother's side.
Well, I know nothing about Sir Percival's mother.
I imagine that you know very little about Sir Percival.
I know a few things, and I suspect many more. Mrs. Catherick, you remember that day when you and Sir Percival were discovered by your husband? You and he had met by the vestry of Welmingham Church.
No, you will not ask me about that.
Whatever it was that brought you together, it was not a bond of guilty love, was it, Mrs. Catherick?
Get out of my house.
I am right, am I not?
Leave now.
My reference to the church vestry had been little more than casual, but Mrs. Catherick's response persuaded me that Sir Percival's secret must be associated with that place. Also, her snide remark about Sir Percival's mother opened a line of thought about Sir Percival's parentage, which could well have some connection. If there were a marriage register in the vestry of Welmingham Church, might the secret perhaps lie there? 2 men, look, beyond the churchyard wall. I think I recognize one of them. He followed me when I was in London. Yes, but I wasn't followed from Mrs. Catherick's. These men had been waiting for me. So, my suspicions about the vestry were correct. Sir Percival was afraid that my investigations might lead me to the church, and he's got his men here in advance. Ah, and here's another fellow.
If you wish to go inside, sir...
Yes, I do.
Then I can help you. I'm the parish clerk, sir.
Excellent. It's parish records that I wish to see. They are kept in the vestry, I take it?
They are, sir. Come with me. Where are you from, sir? London?
Yes.
Now, this lock is a very perverse lock. It ought to have been changed, as I've said to the church warden 50 times at least. But you see, nothing gets done round here. Not like London. There we are. You'll have to excuse the mess, sir. Very, very old, all these bits of wood. Old as brickless crockery. They're meant to be sent away to be mended, but as I say, nothing gets done round here.
So?
You'd like to look at a register?
A marriage register.
Right. Now, what year was it you want, sir?
Let me think. 1804, and then working backwards.
1804.
I hope you'll excuse me for saying so, but, that cupboard doesn't seem a very secure place for such important books. Shouldn't they be kept in a safe?
Well, bless me, sir. But those are the very words my old master, Mr. Wansbury, used to say. A solicitor he was, and vestry clerk, too.
Vestry clerk?
Yes, sir. The vestry clerk deals specifically with business relating to the vestry. Fancy you living in London not knowing that. Here. Register of Marriages, 1800 to 1810. And these are the entries for December 1804.
Thank you. December November...
So, as I was saying about Mr. Wansborough, fearful as he was that a register might get stolen or destroyed, he made copies of the registers here and kept them in his office in Knowlesbury. Of course, he's long gone, but his son's in the same line and in the same office. It was young Mr. Wansborough got me the position, after the previous parish clerk left in a hurry. Catherick, his name was.
Yes, I've heard about him. December 1803... November...
Will you be a while, sir?
I hope not. October... September...
What is the name you're looking for?
Glyde. G-L-Y... Got it! Got it! Here, look! Sir Felix Glyde. And the bride's name... Cecilia Jane Elster of Knowlesbury.
Where young Mr. Wansborough is.
What? Oh, yes.
The, writing's very small, sir, is it not?
It is. The details have been compressed rather awkwardly at the bottom of the page. And there isn't the same sureness of hand. You know, there is cause here for a little suspicion. I decided I would walk to Knowlesbury. The distance, said the clerk, was not quite 5 miles, and pay a visit to Mr. Wansborough's office. The 2 men were still waiting when I left the church, but they followed me a short distance only. By early afternoon, I had reached my destination.
1803, you said?
That's right. September.
And the names?
Glyde and Elster.
Glyde. Are you certain it was September, sir?
Quite certain.
There's no such entry here.
The truth was clear enough. Sir Percival had made a fraudulent entry to the vestry register, and he had done so in order to conceal his illegitimacy, to suppress the fact that he was not truly Sir Percival Glyde. I commenced the walk back to Welmingham, my head full of Sir Percival's secret. His secret is now mine too. One word from me and he loses everything, becomes a nameless, penniless, friendless outcast. Of course, he can't yet know whether I've discovered the secret, but he surely must fear that I'm getting close. Therefore, there's nothing he won't attempt against me. To protect himself, he'd have me killed if he could. In the gloom, 2 shapes. 2 men. Evening to you.
Not a pleasant one.
Do I go back? Attempt to run past them?
Very
well then. I'll stay and fight.
Get him! Get him!
They kept up the pursuit, but I took a turn down a footpath and across the fields, and I lost them. I discovered a lane, and after following its muddy windings, I at last found myself in Welmingham once more, in front of some cottages on the other side of the church.
Sir, wait there. Yes, you, sir.
From one of the cottages, a man with a lantern came hurrying towards me, the parish clerk.
Where are the keys? Where are they? They were hanging up in my kitchen. Have you taken them?
No, I have not. You mean the keys to the church, do you?
Yes.
Give me the lantern, quick.
It must have been that young man, then. Or his master.
His master?
They were here about an hour ago. Sir Percival, the young man called him. Lord save us, look at the skylight.
My God!
The vestry's on fire.
You better go back. Get whatever help you can.
Yes. Lord save us. Fire! Fire!
Help me!
You've locked the door!
Yes, I can't turn the key, won't move! Oh, get me out, please! Get me out!
The lock may be broken. You're a dead man if you wasted another moment on it. What about the door into the church?
No, it's impossible! The flames are too fierce!
Well then, get down on the floor! I'll try and climb in through the skylight!
Oh, for God's sake, be quick! For God's sake, hurry! Oh, my God!
I must say, I'm very surprised that you chose to risk your life for him when you had claimed to be his enemy. That was weakness on your part, I think. As it is, I owe you a debt of gratitude.
You owe me nothing, Mrs. Catherick.
No, no. Your presence in Welmingham, your inquiries, they frightened Sir Percival. Because of you, he decided to try and hide his crime and remove the register from the vestry. You, Mr. Hartright, you drove him to his death. And because he was an ill-tempered, cruel, foul-mouthed, insolent man, I must thank you for what you've done.
Mrs. Catherick...
Was the fire, do you suppose, an accident?
I think it was. There was a large amount of old wood stored in the vestry, and it will have caught alight very fast. But what was needed was for a lantern to overturn. But Sir Percival's fatal error lay in the fact that he locked the door behind him to ensure that he wouldn't be disturbed. The lock, I'm afraid, was faulty. Mrs. Catherick, I have one or two unanswered questions still. If, as you say, you wish to do me a favour, then all you need do is satisfy my curiosity. Sir Percival's parents, for instance, why did they never marry?
The mother was married already, so the couple lived together as man and wife, and no one in the area supposed them to be anything else.
What happened when the father died?
Well, there was no difficulty at first. Sir Percival took possession of the title and the property, and his right to do so wasn't challenged. But he discovered that in order to borrow money on the property, he must have proof of his parents' marriage.
So he hit upon the idea of forging an entry in a marriage register in a parish near to where his mother had lived. And he made the acquaintance of the parish clerk's wife and gave her gifts. And in return...
I obtained the keys to the church vestry.
Did he volunteer his reasons for wanting them?
No, but I persuaded it out of him.
What happened after your husband left you? Did Sir Percival assist you at all?
Oh, yes. I've been receiving a yearly allowance from him ever since.
You'll be sorry to lose that.
I've saved enough in the last 20 years. I'll be comfortable, thank you.
I assume there was a condition attached to the allowance. You had to keep silent about Sir Percival's secret.
Yes. Also, I had to stay in Welmingham, so that he would always know where to find me, though he would let me go to Limmeridge when my sister was dying.
Anne claimed she knew the secret.
No, she never knew it. She knew that there was such a secret and that it could ruin him. I had revealed as much one day in her presence when I had read a letter from Sir Percival and had found it insulting and angrily blurted something out. And the next time Sir Percival came to the house, Anne, in turn, was angered by him because he called her an idiot. So she threatened him by repeating what she'd heard from me.
That sealed her fate. She was soon in an asylum.
Yes. Not a pauper's asylum, a private establishment. I insisted on that.
One final question concerning Anne's father. Anne bore a striking resemblance to Sir Percival's wife, Lady Glyde, and it seems to me that the resemblance cannot be put down to mere chance. I have discovered, Mrs. Catherick, that you were in service before you came to Welmingham, at a place called Varnock Hall, whose owner was a friend of Mr. Philip Fairlie, Lady Glyde's father. Is it possible, I wonder, that while you were in service at Varnock Hall, Mr. Fairlie came to stay there for a while? Well, Mrs. Catherick?
It's possible.
You were, as you said yourself, a handsome young woman. No doubt Mr. Philip Fairlie found you so. Well, Mrs. Catherick?
Count Fosco.
Yes, dear lady. It is I. How delightful to see you again.
What are you doing here?
A matter of business. I shall not detain you long. I have a cab waiting, just there. A gentleman is seated inside. Do you recognize him, dearest lady, from your visit to the asylum? He is the owner of that place, and I am assisting him in his search for a missing patient. How is the patient? And how are you?
Go away, please. Leave me.
You received my letter, I trust. I suggested in the letter, you will recall, that I would be happy to lie quiet, provided that my interests were not threatened, provided my personal freedom and the money my dear wife inherited remained secure. Well, it seems now that my interests may be threatened.
Why?
Sir Percival is dead.
Dead?
Oh, yes. And in consequence, no doubt, your friend Mr. Hartright will begin considering ways of striking at me. Advise him against such a course of action, please. Advise him in the strongest possible terms. He cannot succeed. Well, I must return to the carriage.
And what will you tell the gentleman who is waiting there?
For your sake, Marian, because of my esteem for you, because I cannot bear to think of you experiencing anguish, I will tell him that I made an error, that the patient is not to be found at this address. Remember this sacrifice of mine, dearest Marian. In return for my act of clemency, persuade Mr. Hartright to interfere no more. He has Fosco to deal with otherwise, and Fosco stops at nothing.
Walter.
Yes?
The admiration that the Count professes for me, it's real enough, shamed as I am to admit it. But it won't protect you.
No, I realise that. I know the danger I'm in, but I must pursue Count Fosco nonetheless, and extract from him whatever is needed to establish Laura's identity. Laura, I take it, does not know that the Count was here.
She does not. I have not told her, either, that her husband is dead.
Well, she should not be in ignorance of that forever. Spare her all the details, Marian. Break it to her tenderly. But tell her, please. Because the Count knew our address, we decided to move house, and we took up residence in Fulham. We were peaceful and happy enough, and Laura's progress towards recovery was plainly visible. It is a very fine drawing, Laura. Indeed it is.
No, it is merely the best that I have managed since I was ill. It is not a good piece of work. I have no illusions, Mr. Drawing Master. Show me what you have done. Oh.
You don't like it?
It is of me.
Well, there must be some merit in it, then, if you can recognise its subject. But I'm afraid I haven't done you justice. You know, Laura, your face has changed. It's become your own once more. The face I saw at Limmeridge. You are Laura Fairlie again, the Laura of old. And I thank God for it.
She has said nothing to me, and yet I see as plainly as you do, Walter, that the situation cannot go on as it is. You and she must come to a decision.
Marian, I will be guided by your advice, just as I was before in the garden at Limmeridge when you urged me to crush the love I felt for Laura.
I shall not say that now.
It is strange how, as Laura has got better, relations between her and me have become more and more constrained.
I have noticed as much.
It's as if we were indeed back at Limmeridge, and I was the drawing master, utterly captivated by her, but unable to tell her what I feel.
Well, if you cannot tell her, then I must do so for you. That day in the garden, I said there was no hope for you. Let us see if things are changed.
Shedding a tear, she kissed my forehead and left the room. My life was at a turning point. I sat and waited a long, breathless interval. Scenes from my days at Limmeridge presented themselves. The garden, the summer house, the place above the beach where Laura sat and sketched, and I guided her hand.
Walter?
Laura entered, alone.
Dearest Walter. The answer is yes.
We married, and were very happy. But the shadow of the Count still lay over us. Clearly it will be helpful in the struggle to come for me to know something about the man and his past life, which so far was an impenetrable mystery. I decided therefore to seek help from a friend of mine who was Fosco's countryman. I mean Professor Pesca. Pesca, whose life I had once saved, and who had set me off upon my strange adventure. One evening, I called on him. I took him to the opera. Pesca, I'd like you to take another look at that gentleman, if you would.
I told you, my good dear chap, I don't recognize him.
Take a look at him nonetheless.
What did you say his name was?
Fosco. Count Fosco.
Well, I'm afraid I know neither the name nor the man. Why should I? Is he famous?
He may have changed his name, of course. He may have changed his appearance, too.
Yes, in his younger days he may not have been quite so fat. Tell me, how are you so sure that he would be here tonight?
I've been spying on him. Followed him to the box office this morning. Pesca, he's turning this way.
Yes.
My God!
He's looking straight at me, Hartright.
He is. And though you say you don't know him, he certainly knows you.
Oh, he stares. Perhaps I'm famous. He doesn't seem very happy.
You're right, he doesn't. He's lost some colour. Seeing you, Pesca, has made him thoroughly alarmed. Ah, he's decided to leave. Quick, Pesca, this way. Hurry, Pesca.
I think he's escaped us.
Yes, the other fellow's disappeared too.
What other fellow?
There was a fair-haired man with a scar on his left cheek. Did you not see him? He was sitting near us, and when we were talking about the Count, I noticed that he became most attentive. He looked at you, and then looked at the Count, and when we left, he followed us.
My good dear Hartright, this is all absurdly confusing and mysterious. Can we return for Act 2?
No. Back to your lodgings. Please, Pesca, we need to talk.
What the deuce am I to do? I don't understand. What is my connection with this man?
Well, Pesca, I was hoping that you would tell me that. Listen, today while I was following Count Fosco around the streets, I was suddenly reminded of a remark that Marian, Laura's sister, made. She called Fosco a spy, by which she meant that he was partial to snooping. He liked to listen at doors. But it occurred to me, what if he were a political spy? What if espionage were his vocation? If nothing else, that might explain why he has stayed on in England, even though the crime against my wife was accomplished some time ago.
Hartright, I am not a spy. And as far as I'm aware, there are no spies among my acquaintances.
But you are an exile from your country, a political exile. And because of that, I thought to myself, perhaps my good friend Pesca has come across Count Fosco and can give me some information about him. Well, you say I was wrong, but Count Fosco, it seems, has come across you. He is frightened of you, Pesca. Why do you suppose that is? Tell me. Count Fosco has done a great wrong to the woman I love, and I want that wrong redressed. Without your help, that may not be possible.
Hartright, dear friend, you won your right of obligation over me on the day that you rescued me from drowning, so now I put the life you saved back into your hands. And I tell you what should be told to no man. I am not, in truth, a political exile. I was never persecuted by the government and driven out. I belong to a secret society. That is why I am here.
I see. Please, go on.
The aim of the society is the destruction of tyranny and the assertion of the rights of the people. I joined it in my younger days on an impulse, and being too zealous, I endangered myself and others in the society. And so I was ordered to England, to wait here, in case my services were needed. I am waiting still.
I wonder, Pesca, what would happen to someone who betrayed the society?
He would die. No human laws can protect him.
Is there any way in which the society's members can be identified?
There is a mark which each of us bears. It is branded upon the left arm. I will show you. It is a very small mark, but it lasts for life.
From the Count's conduct this evening,
one might guess perhaps that he too bears this mark upon his arm. One might guess perhaps that he has betrayed his comrades, and that the betrayal lies heavily upon his soul.
Perhaps.
10 o'clock. I must go. And I will tell you where I must go, dear friend. To the Count's place of residence.
Now?
Yes, if I wait till the morning he may have fled. Pesca, should I not have returned here by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you may assume that I have risked all and lost all. I urge you now, for the love that you have borne me, if I do not return, use the power entrusted by the society to which you belong. Use it, I urge you, against my enemy. Use it without mercy and without delay. Within 15 minutes I was approaching the gate of Count Fosco's house. I rang the doorbell, and was at length shown into the sitting room. Bags, boxes, papers and clothes were scattered around. On a table stood a cage in the shape of a pagoda, in which a number of white mice were secured. Amidst this scene stood the Count.
Mr. Hartright.
Count Fosco.
We know each other by reputation.
Yes. I am fortunate, I think, in finding you here tonight. You seem to be on the point of taking a journey.
I am. Do you know why?
Oh, yes. I know why. I can show you why, if you like. All you need do is roll up the sleeve of your left arm.
Mr. Hartright.
I assure you, you will see the reason there.
Before you came to this house, Mr. Hartright, did it by any chance occur to you that I am not a man you can trifle with?
Count Fosco, I am not here to trifle with you. I am here on a matter of life and death.
But whose life and whose death? I would advise you, sir, do not be imprudent. Sir Percival may not have given you much opposition, but you are face to face with Fosco now.
Before you think of using that gun, Count Fosco, just wait a moment, please.
As you wish. This room is very untidy at present, and I'm not certain if I ought to add to the disorder by scattering your brains upon the floor.
Well, then, to help you decide on that question, I shall tell you that a friend of mine, an Italian by the name of Pesca, you saw him earlier this evening, do you recall? He knows of my visit here, and he knows what is to be done if I should not survive our encounter.
Notice, Mr. Hartright, I have returned the gun to the drawer. But I haven't locked the drawer, not yet. Your brains may indeed be scattered before the end of the evening, though I acknowledge they are cleverer brains than I gave you credit for. So, come to the point. What do you want of me?
I am here to represent a lady's interests. My wife's interests. Her name is Laura.
Oh, so she's your wife, is she?
I have two demands.
Demands?
First, a full confession of the conspiracy that you plotted against her. Second, plain proof of the date on which she left Blackwater Park and travelled to London.
Ah, yes, the crucial date. The only weakness, you know, in my grand scheme. It was not my intention that Anne Catherick should die so soon. But her heart disease was beyond even my medical capabilities, I'm afraid.
As I say, I require plain proof.
Sir, you shall have it. There is a letter in my possession from the late lamented Percival, in which he writes of the day and hour of Lady Glyde's arrival in London. I'll make a full confession for you, too. But to match your two demands, I have two conditions. First, you will let me and Madame Fosco leave this house. Second, you will remain here in the company of my man of business a full half an hour after we have departed.
Well, I accept your conditions.
Excellent. Excellent. So, to work. Pens, paper. One of the rarest of intellectual accomplishments, Mr. Hartright, is the ability to arrange and express one's ideas. I possess it in abundance. Do you?
He embarked upon the confession. A very full confession, as it transpired, which he wrote with great noise, enthusiasm, and rapidity, and in such a large, bold hand that he completed each page in less than 2 minutes. and as he completed each page, he threw it over his shoulder with his left hand, while already scratching away at the fresh page with his right.
Would you like some coffee, Mr. Hartright?
No, thank you.
Oh, you think I'll poison you? You know, the English intellect has one grave deficiency. It is always cautious in the wrong place.
At last, the Count was finished.
Done. To my profound satisfaction. The subject is exhausted. The man is not. Eleanor, my angel! So, I shall now sign the document. Isidore Ottavio Baldassare Fosco, Count of the Holy Roman Empire, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of the Brazen Crown. Come in, my sweetest. Perpetual Art Master of the Rosicrucian Masons of Mesopotamia. Eleanor, this is Mr. Hartright.
Yes, I've heard about you, Mr. Hartright.
Madam?
Our guest has been detaining me, I'm afraid. But I am now free to complete my preparations for departure. Perhaps you would like to amuse Mr. Hartright, my angel, while I do so?
I was listening to what you said to my husband a little earlier, Mr. Hartright. I tell you, if I had been in his place, you would be dead on the hearthrug by now.
The packing was completed. Count Fosco's confession and Sir Percival's letter lay safe in my pocket. Madame Fosco got into the cab, along with a cage of precious mice, and Count Fosco held out his hand to me.
Mr. Hartright, I bid you farewell. Do take care of Miss Halcombe. Admirable woman. Take very good care of her, sir.
A week later, no more, I travelled up to Limmeridge to confront Laura's uncle.
Mr. Hartright, this is all very troublesome.
She is not dead, Mr. Fairlie. And these documents, I trust, will convince you. A confession from Count Fosco, a letter from Sir Percival, which was written on the day of your niece's supposed death, but which announces that her journey to London will be made the following afternoon. I have obtained numerous supporting statements, too. From Marian, from Mrs. Mitchelson, the housekeeper at Blackwater Park, from Mr. Gilmore. Sir, Laura is not dead. I urge you, therefore, to invite her to Limmeridge House and to receive and recognise her publicly.
Oh, but that would be such a great ordeal for me.
It would be a greater ordeal still, Mr. Fairlie, if the matter were raised in a court of law.
A court of law? Heavens, are you trying to hurry me to my grave? Does Laura, if it is Laura, contemplate stopping here, I wonder, after I have publicly acknowledged her?
No, sir.
Very well.
Nor will Marian be stopping here, nor will I.
You, sir? Why on earth would you be stopping?
Well, Laura and I are married.
Married?
Yes. I take it that you wish us both your heartiest congratulations. It was not long afterwards that an illustrated paper offered me a commission which required me to spend some time in Paris. Pesca came with me. Since that fateful visit to the opera, he had not recovered his customary cheerfulness, and we both thought that a holiday might raise his spirits. At our hotel on the final morning, as I was about to knock on the door of Pesca's room, the door opened and a man emerged and brushed past me. Ugh! I'm sorry, Pesca. Didn't realize you had someone with you.
Well, he's gone now.
I only caught a glimpse of him, but...
Yes, it was the man you said was sitting near us at the opera. The man with the scar.
Did he bring you bad news?
Horrible news. Oh, Hartright. However hard I try to forget the mistakes of my youth, those mistakes I think can never forget me.
We had arranged, if you recall, that we would see Notre Dame.
I won't go. I'll stay here. And when you return...
We'll go straight back to London. I promise. Approaching the cathedral, I passed the terrible dead house of Paris, the morgue, and my attention was caught by some people who had just come from there and were talking about a corpse that they had seen. The corpse of a man of immense size. I entered the morgue. I pressed in with the crowd and moved inch by inch towards the great glass screen that separates the living from the dead. I looked in. There lay Count Fosco. The wound made by a knife or a dagger was over his heart. No other sign of violence was apparent on his body, except upon his left arm, exactly in the place where, on Pesca's arm, I had seen the branded mark. Over the mark, 2 deep cuts had been made, in the shape of the letter T. Pesca later confirmed what I guessed. T signified traditore, traitor. Our demons at last had been laid to rest. We lived simply and quietly together, the 3 of us, I mean, for Laura and I would not be parted from Marian, nor she from us. And then, in the new year, a 4th member of the family was added, and was christened Walter. One final event I must report.
Walter?
Yes, my dear?
Marian and I...
And your little namesake here?
We have some news to give you.
Well?
My uncle is dead.
Oh, my dearest. I'm so sorry.
He suffered a severe stroke and failed to recover.
We received the news from Mr. Gilmore. He has asked us to go to Limerick straight away. Walter, Limerick House is ours.
On the journey north, I thought back over past events. I contemplated the curious chance by which my life had become entwined with the tragic story of Anne Catherick.
I asked you, sir. Is that the way to London?
Yes, it is. Forgive me, I was a little startled by your sudden appearance.
I've done nothing wrong, sir. You must not be suspicious of me.
And now, I am at Limerick again. I have gathered some flowers from the garden and have brought them to the churchyard. I stand here in the bewitching twilight, and I almost persuade myself that I can see that poor, unfortunate woman kissing the marble cross and beating upon it with her hands.
Oh, if only I would die, Mrs. Fairlie, and be at rest with you. If only I could be buried here and could wake up by your side when the trumpet sounds.
I walk to the cross. I kneel. And I place the flowers, and then I offer a prayer at the grave that holds the remains both of Laura's mother and of the woman in white.
That was the final episode of The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, dramatised for radio by Martyn Wade. Marian was played by Juliet Aubrey, Laura by Emily Bruni, Walter by Toby Stevens, Count Fosco by Philip Voss, Sir Percival by Jeremy Clyde, and Mr. Fairlie by Edward Petherbridge. Madame Fosco was Geraldine Fitzgerald, Anne Catherick, Alice Hart, Pesca, Johan Meredith, Mrs. Catherick, Caroline Pickles, Mrs. Clements, Richenda Carey, Mr. Gilmore, Sean Baker, and the parish clerk, Jonathan Keeble. The music was specially composed by Elizabeth Parker. The Woman in White was directed by Cherry Cookson.